issues. It's going to be a little bit here and there. So we're going to bear with me because we don't have the trailer tonight. And it's like, I feel like I'm naked here, without it. So
I,
Adam, the big game tonight.
Absolutely. We may be a little bit out of our element here, not being at home, but boy, Wimberley Stadium, Texan Stadium, I should say, here in Wimberley, Texas, has got to be one of the nicest high school football settings that you
Oh,
can
yeah.
get when you have the hill country in the background right at sunset. We're still before daylight savings, right? So
Oh, yeah.
it's not dark just yet, but we're expecting a good matchup here between the Texans and the Panthers. Adam Carino and Hank Dietert here to bring you the call. And Hank, we've been looking forward to this. Wanted to see a bounce back game after that tough loss against Lavernia, where we put up probably a better fight than what most people would have given you credit for. But all the way down into the fourth quarter, it was neck and neck in that third quarter. You'd like to see a little bit more from this offensive side, but they were in a great position and looked good for a time of that there towards the end of that game, huh, Hank?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I tell you what, it's just amazing to see. I mean, I think these two teams are evenly matched. So, I mean, with Wimberley playing as close games as they had, and the Panthers here with the Lavernia game being stopped in the red zone, kind of shooting themselves in the foot, and then Wimberley losing a close one in overtime to LBJ and such. Those are both teams. I think are coming in here for the first district game. I think it's going to be a whale of a game. That's for sure.
A 1-3 record going up against a 2-2 Texan side. And like you said, both teams are evenly matched. And that goes down to even the yards per game here. Wimberley Texans coming in with 157 rushing yards per game, 178 passing yards per game. And that's pretty much on par with what the Panthers have been able to do thus far this season.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'll tell you what, if we get, this is one of the reasons why we come here and we do this is just the entire game and the atmosphere and everything else. So it's just simply amazing, Adam.
Absolutely. And looking at the Texans side, going to be without one of their heavy hitters there as number 22 of the Texans, who has been a absolute powerhouse, Maverick Jacobs, their starting running back, is going to be out for this game. He's got 9 touchdowns in the opening 4 games of this season here. So the Panthers are really going to be able to capitalize without that offensive threat on the Texans side. Now, looking at this Panthers offense here, you go back to last game, right? Dylan Trotty had 15 carries for 126 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that's about as good as you can ask for Trotty with what Lavernia was doing on defense back there last week. So looking to capitalize on Trotty's strong legs out here tonight. And then, of course, Caden Chambers, also 13 carries last week. Didn't make as much of an impact, but still 57 hard-earned yards there last week. And that 1-2 punch is going to take you places as long as your offense can get past those pesky third downs.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to bring on Scott Kibbe here and let him go ahead and get us a fun fact here. Let him get his headsets on. All right.
All right.
All right, Scott, we got you on. Sorry, Adam. I know it's kind of like we're doing it unorthodox here. So, but go ahead, Scott. What do you got for us on a fun fact today?
Well, we know this is the 16th straight year these teams have played. Every year they played in districts, some great games over that time. 13 of those 15 years, the winner of this game has won the district.
Wow.
The only 2 exceptions were 2019 or 2018 when Cuero was in the district and ended up winning state, and 2013 when Fredericksburg got the district title. I don't count that because that was a terrible call at the end of the game. And yes, I'm still a little bitter. So that tells you the importance of this game. You need it has so much. There's just so much that comes with this, and so much picked up by the team that's able to win it.
Well, you look at the Panthers side, and Scott, obviously there's a lot to take away from last week. What is the one thing that you want to see improved coming into this game against Wimberley?
I think just some big play capability. They need to be able to break some now and then. They're really close on offense, but obviously they've struggled, especially in the second half. Just 8 points in the last 2 games in the second half. So getting some consistency offensively. I'm really liking what I see on the defense. I'm hoping that continues because that could be really big for the Panthers as district race heats up.
Absolutely, and you look at that Lavernia game, and it really was 2 big plays that Lavernia had made that the defense gave up. That was really the difference maker. Outside of that, everything else was almost as perfect as you could play it. They kept Lavernia in 3rd and long situations and a couple turnover on downs, and that's perfect defense, almost as well as you could draw it up.
Yeah, they really did. And, Lavernia had a terrific kicker, which probably would have been a closer game and been a different game if he doesn't make all 3 of those field goals. But, I like the way they look more physical. They're tackling better than in the past. I think they really responded to that Antonian game, which I think we can just say was a blip, and we'll just put it away and don't look at it because
you can look at the offensive side of that.
And
game.
the offensive side, we hope to see that again, but very soon. But we'll see. Maybe this is a night everything comes together. I think that night's coming. We don't think there'd be a better time than now.
Absolutely. And looking at that passing game, I know it was struggling last week, but they had a couple of opportunities to connect downfield, just a couple of drops on what would have been 30-plus yard plays, and you make those connections, it can really open up everything in your offense because now the defense has to play true to those big plays going over top behind the safeties.
You can, and you get confidence. I still feel like they don't have the confidence offensively yet. That's not a knock because it's early and it's a new system. They're not quite there yet, and I think if you complete some of those passes, if you do it tonight, you can complete some big plays. That confidence can come, and you can get some momentum and get rolling.
Absolutely. Well, Hank's still hard at work here, making sure that this stream is absolutely perfect for you guys. And please make sure that you're sharing this stream with all your family and friends out here on the Navarro Panther Network, especially for these road games. Not everybody can make it out here. It is, a beautiful drive nonetheless, but it is still quite a trek to make it out to Wimberley, Texas.
It is, but it's this is the one to go to every year, everybody. It was amused Coach Hill saying on the show that a 3rd grader told him this week, "Hey, it's Wimbo week." So he's kind of getting getting a little bit of the spirit of what this rivalry means to people in Navarro.
Good deal. Well, Scott, I appreciate your time here. We're going to go ahead and let you take it back, get you comfortable, and make sure you're getting those accurate stats as we are just 10 minutes away from kickoff here at Texans Stadium.
Yeah, we'll take a quick break here, and I know something. I don't know if we have the. We'll have it right there. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back while we gather ourselves. How about it?
Welcome back to the pregame show on the Navarro Panther Network. Adam Carino here with Hank Dietert as we are just under 10 minutes away from kickoff out here in Wimberley, Texas, where the Panthers are taking on the Texans, and talked a little bit about what the Panthers did last week, what we're expecting of them this week. Let's talk a little bit about the Texans here as they're coming in with a 2-2 record, coming off of a 2-loss skid over the last 2 weeks against LBJ, Austin, and Lampasas. But if you look at not just the win-loss, but
Right.
you look a little bit further into it, it's an 8-point differential between those two games. A 31-24 one-score loss to Lampasas last week, and an even more heartbreaking 34-33 loss to LBJ. So, Hank, I mean, one score in each of those games could be the difference between a 4-0 Wimberley team.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, when you look at their, when you look at their starting offense, I mean, it starts with their quarterback, Parker, Jackson Parker, and even though we put him as a starter, Maverick Jacobs, we found out is not starting tonight, and with that group that comes up, I think the biggest strength that you see with Wimberley, the biggest strength is going to be their offensive line, and their offensive line has made a huge difference this year. And they've been able to win the close ones because they never get down, and any time they get down, they come right back up.
Absolutely. And obviously, behind that offensive line, we're going to have two different running backs. As you said, Maverick Jacobs, their powerhouse hitter, is going to be out. 9 touchdowns on the year for Maverick Jacobs. So that's what Texans are losing tonight. It's
A
going to be
lot.
It's going to be 2 sophomore backs, however, that are going to be filling that role. Number 2, Wesley Milliam, 20, Madden Wharton. And from what I've heard from these Texans coaches out here, but before this game has started, they're looking very closely at Madden Wharton to make an impact.
Yeah, I saw him in a couple of games with LBJ and some of the other games. I watched a little bit of footage, and he just has the knack to be patient. I don't think like he's got that just elusiveness that breaks away and just gets a run around everybody and runs down the field and nobody can touch him. But he's just got good smarts about him. He'll get the 20, 30-yard gains, 10-yard gains. So he's very patient.
And here's the thing about patience like that as a running back. Like you said, the first instinct that you would think is to just go run and hit the hole.
Right.
But that patience allows for the offensive linemen to actually create an even bigger hole as the play develops if everybody's doing their job accordingly. And that's what leads to those 20, 30-yard gains because the blocking assignments had enough time to actually pick them up without a holding penalty.
Yeah. Well, we're dancing around here in the booth with students and themselves. So, but Adam, and then as the Panthers come out right now, we see the Panthers. And hear the fight song and everything. So,
Panthers donning their all whites with the purple caps, and it looks good against this hill country sunset in the background. Boy, this is perfect weather for some Friday night lights, as it is just about 81 degrees and dropping. It's going to be a crisp 75 as we get into the thick of this game, and that's all you can ask for out in Texas football.
Oh yeah, and that's just, you're exactly right, Adam. So this is a beautiful night here, and I hope that we get to enjoy it with a great game. It's like you get this, and wow, lots of oh man, lots of pageantry again that I talked about before. And one thing I did want to mention, I'm going to see if I can bring it up here, is the lineups for the Wimberley Texans up front. They like to run like a 34 or 3-3. They mix it up. Sometimes they'll bring some down linemen, but they had even Jacobs playing on defense, so he's out on defense as well. He's a two-way player, so he's an impact player when you look at that. So that's some of the things that I wanted to point out. But looking at the Panthers offense, I'm going to switch over to Panthers offense. We are missing one of our big linemen that normally is there, and that's Carlisle that we haven't had. And I don't think he's missed a game in a very long time. And then because you're bringing in Lane Black in his position, for that.
And you look at that, and actually the Texans are getting back a player of their own right, a nose guard, number 55, who has been making waves, at least in practice, and the coaches are very excited for him. Cody Phillips has been out with an injury. They are excited to get him back in the middle of that defense. So it's going to test his backup offensive line, or at least player of that Navarro side.
Well, and then when we look on the other side of the ball, we are missing Corbin Benish. He has been playing linebacker, and Xander Barnes comes in his place, and he's going to be missed as well out there. And so, the Panthers lose two, I think, really critical players on both sides of the ball. One being your offensive line. You can't. Sometimes you can't overcome that, but I think the way the Panthers are, they just have, one that's ready to go with after another. And I think we're going to, like I said, I think the Panthers has held their own this year, and we're going to have a whale of a game.
Absolutely. And love to get out of that losing column. The Panthers have been on a little bit of a skid here, looking to try and add that magic number 2 of the year. But 1-0 in district play if you can come away with a win here in Texas Stadium. So let's go ahead and take one more break as we are just a few minutes away from kickoff. And when we come back, we'll wrap things up and get you into action as the first quarter is getting started. Captains are meeting in the middle while we go to break. You're watching high school football on the Navarro Panther Network here. And we're back here at Texan Stadium. Again, Adam Carino here with Hank Dieter to bring you this call about 90 seconds away from kickoff as we get ready for our national anthem. And Hank, any final thoughts as we get ready to head into the first 12 minutes?
Well, I just, if I've got my keys up, I don't know if we have the overlay 4 up, and show my keys real quick, because I want to make sure that we know that make every play that count, especially in the red zone, and limit Wimberley's explosive plays, and defense wins championships.
Absolutely. And you're looking on the flip side, Wimberley, what they're looking for is a fast start. They want championship eyes. That means they want perfection on every play that they can get it, and they want to win the turnover battle in order to come away with it. And we're going to take it down to the field for this national anthem. Well, there you have it, folks. As we are just moments away from our first district game of the season, as the Navarro Panthers now taking the field. The Wimberley Texans coming out in their blue top, white bottoms.
Texas at home. District play begins.
And both teams excited to get this one underway. It's going to be the Texans who are going to be kicking off. Navarro will receive first, as both teams getting some last words in, taking a little bit of time to get out there on the field. I'm sure those students are excited. And there you go, is Hank Dieter on the home side. Those Texas fans a little confused, but getting a little smiles and chuckles out of Hank Dieter there.
Set back deep for the Panther, number 5.
So it's going to be number 5, Dylan Trotty.
Hudson
and Hudson Jenner. Back deep to receive. If you remember last week, Lavernia doing a lot of pooch kicks right around the 15-yard line in between the numbers. Let's see if Wimberley decides to send this one deep into the end zone. Sun's about to set. The weather is perfect. And here we go as the Texans boot this one deep. It's fielded at the 19. Looking for a couple blocks, cutting up the middle past the 30, and is finally going to be brought down after a nice return of about 15 yards. As the Panthers are going to start very well at about the 37-yard line.
Hey, good field position for the Panthers. So let's see how that how that turns out. So, all right.
So coming out here on first down, it's going to be a two-receiver look as Austin Davidson lined up out of the pistol. And referee blowing the whistle. Now we can get started. First snap of the game here from the 37. Handing this one off to Trotty, who bounces out to the left-hand side. Trotty dragging the pile with him. That's good for a pickup of about 5-6 yards, and that's a great play on first down to open up this game.
They pick up 6 on the play for second down.
So it's officially a 6-yard pickup. It's going to be second down and 4 from the 43-yard line. 20 seconds on the play clock. Plenty of time to get out of the huddle, as they do. Davidson, this time in a jumbo set. Man in motion out of the pistol. Again, it's Trotty, and Trotty needed to break one more tackle. Couldn't do it. Ball's on the ground, and I think they're going to say down by contact. Regardless, it is Navarro who is able to jump on it as Lane Black, getting his start today, is able to recover even if it was a fumble. Again, down by contact, though. Trotty's not going to be dinked with a fumble there. Going to be 1st and 10 now. Ball at the 47-yard line.
They're doing the move.
Again, out of the pistol. Here's Davidson. Play action, rolling out to the right. Hits the tight end on the boot, and he couldn't handle it. It is dropped incomplete. It was intended for number 22, Braddock Galini. And if you remember, Braddock Galini had a huge play against Lavernia last week, nearly scored a touchdown, got brought down at the 3-yard line after what was around a 40-yard gain. Kicking himself after that play for not being able to come up with the easy catch. It's 2nd and 10 now. Now 3 receiver set. Elder in motion. Back behind Davidson. Now he gets the handoff going right up the gut. Runs right into the wall and falls forward. That's going to be a pickup of about 4. 3rd and 6 now for the Panthers.
Wesley Fowler. Stop with Owen Hussiker. Pick up a 4 play. 3rd down.
10-17 remaining in this opening quarter. As this the opening drive. The first real test for the Panthers tonight. 3rd and 6. Keeping up with the same formation. Elder in motion. Davidson fakes the handoff, avoids the pressure, but he's still running. And he hits Elder on the crossing route. Elder is brought down after the 40-yard. At the 40-yard line. Looks like he's going to get brought down officially at the 39. And that'll be good enough for a first down after about an 11-yard pickup.
At the 39-yard line.
Emerson Elder with his first catch there as he's able to move the chains. Now into enemy territory at the 39. It's 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 3 receiver look this time. Trotty lined up behind Davidson. Going to send Evan Rodriguez in motion, handing this one off to Trotty. And another 3-yard pickup. 2nd and 7 coming up.
Hussiker with a stop. Pick up 3 yards. 2nd down, 7.
Ball at the 36-yard line. Panthers doing a very good job of moving the ball with ease so far in this opening drive, picking up seemingly 3-4 yards on almost every play. It's going to be trips out left this time with a heavy set on the right with the tight end. Handing this one off to Trotty, going out to that right-hand side. Nowhere to go. Lucky to be able to pick up a yard.
25-yard line. Tackle there.
And it's going to make it 3rd and 5. Well, make it about 3rd and 6, actually.
Fine. We need for cowbell.
Texans fans getting a little bit louder. The announcer saying he's got a fever and needs more cowbell. And boy, are they supplying. 3rd and long here. Davidson sends the fullback in motion. You're going to have a free play here, and you're going to take a shot downfield. It's Emerson, and he couldn't come up with it. And I'm sorry, that was Evan Rodriguez. Couldn't come up with it. Doesn't matter. It's going to be a free play anyway. Not an automatic first down, but instead of 3rd and 6, you're going to have 3rd and 1, which is much more manageable. And I'd imagine this is going into the hands of Dylan Trotty.
1. There's the bark off down to the 30-yard line.
Clock is stopped at 8:05. In this first quarter, this is still the opening drive. It's a 3rd and very short. You got to think this is likely 4-down territory without a strong leg of a kicker, which at this rate would be looking at a 45-yarder or longer if you don't convert. Out of the pistol, Davidson hands it to Trotty. Up the middle, he's got the first and then some, and is brought down just shy of the 25-yard line. They're going to mark him at the 26, but more importantly, they're going to move the chains.
German there again.
Great job of eating the clock in this opening drive, as they have now burned 4 minutes, 30 seconds on just about 9 plays here. Still not even in the red zone. Ball's officially at the 27. 2 receiver look for Davidson. It's Trotty behind, but a man in motion. Fakes the jet sweep, hands this one to Trotty, who cuts from left and back into his right, wrapped up and brought down by the Texans. That looked like it was a solo tackle by number 8, Gentry McGinnis.
2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 here after the 5-yard pickup by number 5, Dylan Trotty. Under the 7-minute mark. Now a 5-minute drive. Playing this almost as perfect as you like. Need to cap it off with a touchdown. Faking the pitch, and it's Davidson keeping it himself. Spins off of one tackler and is finally wrapped up and brought down by the secondary right at about the first down marker. I think they're going to give it to him. And they do. So Davidson,
Ball's being swatted at.
faking the pitch off the QB read, decides to keep it himself. And what a decision that was, as he keeps the play alive. Again, 1st and 10. Now finally in the red zone. Don't need to get a touchdown here. Need to get to about the 5-yard line, 6-yard line, as it's 1st and 10 from the 16. 2 receivers out left. Davidson, his first pass of the day is high. It's caught and running forward before being brought down on the wide receiver screen was Emerson Elder. That'll be good for a pickup of about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Section by Emerson Elder. Pick up a 3 on the play. 2nd out.
Under 6 minutes now. 5:45. As this entire half of this quarter has been this opening drive for the Panthers, and this is about as methodical as you can get. Inch by inch, foot by foot, and yard by yard. Tiring this defense out as it's Trotty again, breaks one tackler, and is finally brought down. That was nearly broken up in the backfield, but a good job by Trotty to have some elusive feet and avoid that first defender. Didn't get the first down, though. It's 3rd and 5. Give it about 4 yards, actually. Need to get to the 6. You got it at the 10. You got to think, with the way that this drive has been going, anything short of 6 points would feel like a little bit of a disappointment. Play action. Davidson keeps it. Pressure coming. Has to make a decision. Decides to throw it, and it is incomplete as the coverage was well done there by the Texans defense. And now you got a choice here. Do you kick the 3 or do you keep Davidson and the gang out there? And again, try and convert. You don't need a touchdown. A first down will work if you can get at least 5 yards. So it doesn't have to be a home run play here. This is where Moneyball comes into play. As you just need to do the smartest play, not the most yards. Likely going to be a play action to Dylan Trotty, mixed in with a few comebacks and out routes. 4 receiver look. 2 and 2 on each side. Davidson has room to the left, and he's going to take it. Has the first down and then runs out of bounds smartly instead of lowering his shoulder. And Davidson saw the space that the defense gave him and took it. And he'll keep the drive alive after a huge 4th down conversion. Clock stopped momentarily at 4:42. It is a 7-minute drive. Likely going to be 7.5 by the time this is over if they can score on this play. But boy, oh boy, the Panthers coming out nearly perfect. 12 formation, 2 tight ends set. Fullback in motion, Davidson. Hands this one to Trotty, and Trotty falls forward. Did he get in there? And they're going to say just short, as it is 1st and goal, inches away from that goal line. And the way the Panthers are playing, this is 3-down territory to go 3 inches maybe. Eat up as much clock as you can. Keep the ball out of that Texans offense. 4:16 now. It is now an 8-minute offensive drive for the Navarro Panthers that started at the 37. You'd have thought it was started at the 10. And instead, after 8 long minutes, the Navarro Panthers are going to put up 6 as Dylan Trotty able to get himself into the end zone. 7 minutes and 56 seconds on that opening drive. How about that, Hank Dieter?
Man. Oh, what a deal, right? What a deal.
Extra point is up. It is a high boot. And there is no question that it splits the upright. So your score after the opening drive, the Navarro Panthers 7, the Wimberley Texans 0. We'll be back after this short break. You're watching high school football here on the Navarro Panther Network. It's Jackson Parker leading this Texan squad today as he completed that one to Jacob Burley. Now again, Wimberley without their heavy hitter, Maverick Jacobs, at running back. Instead, he'll be filled in by two sophomores in Wesley Millam and Madden Wharton. Millam's going to get the start here on this four-receiver look. Parker hands this one off going up the middle. And still on his feet as the pile now finally brings him down after he musters forward for about a 7-yard pickup. There's a very late flag thrown in.
Stop me. I look global.
It was number 13, Luke Vogel, who made the stop there. If the flag is picked up, that's down around the 40-yard line. But the referee's still deciding. And speaking of the referees, our lineup today, our head referee, David Eagleton, our umpire, Hugo Bustillos, our lead line ref, Hector Ramon, our other line ref, Jeff Spence, our field ref, Mike Odie, our side referee, Michael.
Hey, one of them has a birthday. One of them has a birthday.
I believe that was Jeff Spence. Michael Sesmaroska is the other one, and our backline judge, Andy McCamey. As we're now going to get the call.
Oh, man. That's not good.
So they called a dead ball foul on Xander Barnes. And after 3 plays, the Texans find themselves deep in enemy territory at the 25-yard line. Well, we said it was a 8-minute drive for the Panthers. It's only been a 45-second drive here for the Texans, and they're already flirting with the red zone.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's, they come right back down. But, we saw Panthers do it last week. I said you could do it again. And that means, they stopped Lavernia 3 times in the red zone, and here we go. They can do the same here. So let's go Panthers.
1st and 10. 3 receivers, 2 backs as Jackson Parker throws it out to the right-hand flats and makes one player miss and is finally wrapped up and brought down as it was Micah Espinoza who picks up 7.
Yeah, and you got to be able to, play that a little bit better on the tackling. Well, here was the starting defense. We'll bring them up real quick on the Panthers side. So there they are, and that's where you see Xander Barnes did take place of Corbin Benish and the linebacking crew, but everybody else pretty much stayed the same defense.
So, correction, it was a 3-yard pickup. It's going to be 2nd and 7. Ball at the 22-yard line as Jackson Parker hits his receiver, who bobbles it and makes the catch, and now running forward into the end zone, nearly untouched, is Wesley Millam. And again, we mentioned his name as he's filling in for Maverick Jacobs, and it looks like they didn't lose a step as the sophomore running back takes it in for 6.
Oh, yeah, and that was an easy play. Once he made the catch, was able to cut it back inside and get behind a defender and just cut it up. And that's what you like to see from one of your good receivers, be able to take advantage of that.
And nearly blocked on the extra point. It is good, so it is 7-7 as the Texans tie it up after only 5 plays in less than 60 seconds. We'll be back here on the Navarro Panther Network. Don't go anywhere.
All right, Adam. Wow, we just saw the replay of that touchdown. I was over there looking at, and I had to say, good camera work by the students. And so we're running on a different type of rig. I'm so used to a trailer. I feel naked, Adam. Like without my trailer, without it going, we have all these other computers that you try to make up for, but man, it can't make up for that trailer.
You've done some good work there, Hank, and it's paid off as the broadcasts have been so sweet over the last few years.
And remember, we have a QR code down at the bottom for the broadcast club. So the students are the one who really should say, "Hey, we appreciate," and what they do, and they're making this thing happen, and they make this broadcast what it is.
After the touchdown, it's a 7-7 tie, and Bo Holman looking to send this one back to the Texans. It's a high flyer as it's going to be fielded right at the 17-yard line along the right-hand side. Picks up a big block. Now cutting up the middle is Trotty, and he's finally brought down right again at about that 37-yard line. So Panthers in very similar position that they started that opening drive. Took 8 minutes. It ended in 7. You'd love to repeat almost step by step what you did on that last drive.
Yeah, so we bring in the offense with we had already seen him take the ball, and it was kind of like the old slot T. They took up over 7 minutes in that first quarter just to get down the field and score. But at least they scored. They didn't stumble in the red zone like they did last week.
Absolutely.
So,
picking up big third downs and a fourth down conversion there by Austin Davidson as he's back in a 3-receiver look this time out of the pistol with Trotty behind him, and Trotty's going to get that first touch as he splits the gap up the middle and picks up about 5.
I would give him an old locomotive on that one. I mean, he's just steamrolling down there.
He's kind of every back that you had before in the slot T. He's a speedy back, he's a power back, and he's a pass-catching back. And Dylan Trotty, boy, he is a fan favorite of the Panther posse. And he's been an integral part of this offense this year, and you'd love to see him keep that steam going. He's going to be lined up at receiver this time. I'd imagine there's going to be a motion here before a snap. And there he goes. Fakes the jet sweep to Trotty, now going deep. Austin Davidson, and just overthrown. And I take that back. I don't think that ball was overthrown. It was intended for Brody Zoller, and I think he let up a little bit through that.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I mean, you put a little bit more air on it, maybe he could run under it. But, man, that was too close to call for that one. But beautiful execution overall and just not a connection there. And so close.
And you love the shot downfield, and you had the defense beat if it was there. Instead, it's going to be 3rd and 4 for this Navarro side. Davidson hands this one to Trotty out to the left-hand side and just gets enough for the first down as he's able to pick up 5.
Yeah.
A little rope-a-dope down there.
Wow.
Adjusting, looking for his gap, and then once he sees it, boom, he hits that hole.
Yeah, well, that made me have my happy dance, that's for sure.
1st and 10 at the 49, looking to get across the 50 as we are now at the 2-minute mark in this first quarter. As the Panthers take the snap, high snap, able to hold on to it was, the ball's on the ground, no.
Oh, man.
It looked like Trotty lost it. But I think that was just actually Tyler Risk that got in the way there. Confused 50 for 5. No gain and actually a loss of 1 yard, and that has been the first negative play for the Panthers this game so far. Under 90 seconds to play in the first quarter. Clock is still ticking. 1:16 as it reads. As Davidson, in a 2nd and long, takes the snap and hands this one to Trotty. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
There you go.
As Trotty able to pick up another 5 yards and make this 3rd and 6.
Now the Panthers need to, as coach, we had talked to coach. Didn't get to run the full coaches show earlier, but Coach Hill talked about again consistency. And we just got to be a little bit more consistent, and good things will happen.
Well, consistency is picking up third downs. You saw it on the first drive. Can you do it here? Davidson takes the snap. Play action. Sets his feet and hits it fly. And there's a little bit of hand pushing, but I think that ball just a little overthrown as he was looking for Evan Rodriguez. And this the first time the punting unit coming out onto the field.
It wasn't a bad pass because it was in a place where nobody else was going to catch it. And, but just a little high. If they brings that down, it was a nice route. But we just didn't see, again, the connection.
And here's the thing on those comeback routes. You want to get it to your receiver before he comes too far back and doesn't get the first down any longer. So trying to place it high to have his receiver hold right there at that position, unfortunately couldn't come away with it.
Right.
And now here comes the punt. Nice punt as it takes a bounce at the 20 towards the out-of-bounds line and goes out right around the 12-yard line.
I'll give up. We have a little divine intervention there, It's
Absolutely. And you're taught as a punter, put it into the corner. Oh. It's better for it to go out of bounds inside the 20 than towards the end zone.
Yeah, because, you lose 20 yards on it, just by, or not necessarily a full 20 yards, but, they get it back out on 20.
So instead, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12, and it was a very short drive, only about 5 plays in 50 seconds.
Takes place.
Now you're saying, how can you do that? Well, penalties helped.
Right.
As well as getting out of bounds and first downs. Remember, clock stops after first downs until they get the ball set. It's going to be a 3-receiver look for Jackson Parker and his side as he hands this one off and wrapped up, brought down for little gain as he's able to pick up maybe a yard. That time, I believe, was Madden Wharton as he got his first carry of the game. And that should do it as the last play of this first quarter as we hit triple zeros. Moving in to the second quarter. Your score, the Navarro Panthers 7, the Wimberley Texans 7. Don't go anywhere. You're watching high school football on the Navarro Panther Network.
Design and build.
Second quarter action coming at you here from Texas Stadium in Wimberley, Texas, as we are all knotted up at 7 apiece. This is the second drive for the Wimberley Texans. Only a 2-yard pickup. I thought it was only one the first time they did it, but as we reset, it's officially a 2nd and 8.
Right.
2-yard pick. 2nd down and 8 for the Texans. Well, the ball.
As it's going to be Jackson Parker out of the shotgun with a 3-receiver look. Quick throw, and it is into the turf as he was looking for Christian Sansalone.
Hey, Julius DeLeon has really come on this year as it's a really solid, just a really solid corner for the Panthers. And that's, that was a perfect example there. Keep staying with your defender. Staying with the receiver. Man, I'm a defender, receiver. But, you know what I mean. But I love what I'm seeing from that young man out there.
3rd and long, backed up deep into their own territory. It's a 3-receiver look for Jackson Parker. 3-step drop, looking towards his right-hand side. Didn't look anywhere else. Has his receiver, and it's overthrown. He had the defenders beat. Hey. That was Colt Wright, but he was wrong on the trajectory of the pass.
We'll give a little. Hey, 4th down and long, now Wimberley punts. They're way deep in their territory. I don't think there's any chance of any fake punt here.
Do you bring pressure?
But, no, you play hold 'em up. Jesse James, they used to call it, as far as a call on the punt return. You want a full return on.
And they are playing safe. 2 people back deep and nearly got the block off as it's fielded in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Great tackle.
Yeah, but great field position for the Panthers because you go all the way back to the punt. I know you were a kicker once, and you got to love that.
Absolutely. Right? And that one really only about a 35-yard punt when it's all said and done. Right. Had the ball right at about the 12-yard line, only got it out to the 45. Like you said, we're in enemy territory. Navarro gets the stop that they were looking for, and I mean, with how much yardage is left, the way that they played, this could be a 5-minute drive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
1st and 10 from the 46. 3-receiver look for the Panthers. Here's Davidson. And it's Trotty, old tried and true, and this time there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean, he stopped right at the line. Good job by the defensive line in front, of the Wimberley Texans. They're not overly big. When you look at the Texans' 3 down linemen, they're built on speed and strength.
Right.
And so they're not, your big, run blockers that you would think, that just fill the hole literally with their body, they are slashing to the ball.
Absolutely. And this Navarro side, even though it's not the slot T anymore, their identity is still very much built around the run game here, as even their passes are mainly off of play action. That's probably what we're going to see here on 2nd and long. Davidson, high snap, but this play is blown dead. Is there a timeout?
By the Panthers. So timeout Panthers on this one.
So we'll take a quick timeout with them. We'll be back. And we're back. After that timeout by the Navarro Panthers, it is, and see, here's the thing, Hank. It was 2nd and 9. After the timeout, it's now 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that's not good. Wait. It's all, I thought they gave him at least a half yard on that.
I'm only here to report the facts.
What they show you on the field.
And
right?
From what we see is 2nd and 10, and this time it's Trotty getting his number called, and Trotty picking up 8 yards, and it doesn't matter if you gave it to us at the 10 or the 9. It was Trotty who was going to get his on that one.
Yeah, I mean, those kind of runs, I play that because that's a tough, hard run up the middle, and that play would not happen if it's not for that offensive line creating a crease and Trotty having the right, the great vision, because these plays are based on zone plays. Those holes are not designed specifically for certain plays, just an area.
Texans look like they're bringing pressure, and they do, and Trotty is brought down in the backfield as it's a loss of 2.
Yeah, and that one was red right there. That was red by the Wimberley Texans, and they were able to take one of the down linemen, actually took out a blocker, and here comes the linebacker, slashes in right behind it. It's almost like a blocking play. They don't grab him, but it's a block, and it's perfectly legal in what they did.
And Wimberley sent 6 there, as they knew that Navarro was going to try and keep this one on the ground. Now the punting unit coming out on 4th and 4.
Wow, this is kind of one of those where, we could fake it if we need to.
It is not faked. Instead, it is towards the sideline, and is it going to have the brakes? No, it does not, and couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, that's why it's oblong, right? Because you just don't know which way that ball's going to fall or roll. And, man, I tell you what, that just did not, happen the way that the Panthers wanted it to.
29.
So 2 straight defensive stops by the Texans, and they're going to have the ball for the 3rd time in this opening half. 9:29 remaining in the 2nd quarter. It's still tied at 7 as both teams came out hot. The Navarro Panthers, an 8-minute opening drive that led in 7 points. Wimberley Texans, 4 to 5 play, 60-second drive to answer, and it's been all defense since. Went 3 and out last time they were at the helm. It's a 4-receiver look for Jackson Parker. Quick throw out to the flats, nearly blocked, but it's caught. Now rounding out as he got a blocker and hit hard out of bounds. And that blow delivered by, I believe that was Brody Zoller.
Corbin ran back, pass the catch, good for Wimberley.
But either way, it's a huge pickup of about 14 and a first down for the Texans. Clock is stopped at 9:23. And it's a 4-receiver look, trips out right. It's going to be a keeper, and Wharton hit by almost every player on the Navarro side, but finally got brought down after the 4th or 5th hit. Give credit to Wharton, Madden Wharton, who was absolutely bruising everybody that he could. The hardest fought 1-yard gain you might see in this game. It's technically a no-huddle offense, but they're getting the play call from the sideline. 14 seconds on the play clock, though. Now dipping into single digits as we're at 8. Texans still looking to get in position as we have a wide receiver just trotting along. 3 seconds now. Able to get this one off. 3-step drop. Quick throw out to the flats, and it's thrown a little too low and too short. He was looking for Bennett German. And again, mimicking the efforts of the last drive, it's going to be a 3rd and long for the Texans. And the call from the sideline, once again, 12 seconds on the play clock as they're now getting lined up. 4-receiver look on this 3rd down, and about 5 DBs for Navarro. It's a shot to the sideline and nearly had it complete. It would have been good for a first down if he did. He was looking for number 3, Christian Sansalone.
Boy, that was like, man, too close for comfort, man.
Yeah, and I think the only issue there was Jackson Parker looking to get that ball out quickly, and because of that quick mechanic, threw it a little lower than he would have liked because, again.
Yeah, that could have been big yardage, and big play. You never know, right?
Exactly. Punting unit coming out once again. And the effort coming, nearly blocked. Could have been a running into the kicker there. Didn't get it called, and it's going to take a Panther bounce as it goes back towards the kicking team. It's out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Ball, 1st and 10.
1st and 10. Yeah, and in between for our breaks, we might be running a replay or two, so you might see a replay here and there in our breaks.
And here again, Hank, the ball bounced at the 34 and then shot forward, but the ball is going to be placed at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, it's where it ends a roll where you pick it up, or the defender. What's most advantageous to, or the punt team, if they touch it in a place that's more advantageous to the return team, you take it there. But that didn't seem to be the case.
Once again, we're just reporting facts of what we see. We are not judging the officials in any way. It is 1st and 10 for the Panthers with a 3-receiver look. And Trotty's going to get his number called. It nearly broke alongside.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way when he gets the ball. Do you see that acceleration? I mean,
it's like
a
step and a half
play or not.
A step and a half of just vision, like you said, and then he's got the acceleration once he decides what hole he wants to go through.
Yeah, here it is, real quick before we get the next play. Watch Trotty. As soon as he gets the ball, he accelerates. So watch him here, and then boom, he is accelerating.
There's a 6-yard pickup for Trotty. It's 2nd and 4. And again, it's Trotty. He's going up the gap. Still moving his feet. And Trotty's still moving.
Yeah, we'll give him a big,
And what probably should have been a 3-yard pickup turns into 6. It doesn't sound like much, but if you saw that, you saw the effort that Dylan Trotty gives you every single snap for 48 minutes.
And Reed cruising out on stop. 1st and 10, Panthers, ball 45.
So 1st and 10, 2 backs, 3 receivers. Davidson. Silent count, takes his snap. It's Trotty once more. And Trotty, stiff arm, still going, and he's brought down, and the flag thrown for a horse collar, and get that referee behind the line of scrimmage, because that was the arm of a QB there.
Right. Oh, my goodness. And that was all effort. I mean, 1, then 2, and then 3. Oh, my goodness. Trotty was still just fighting him off like, come on, who's next? Who's next?
Collecting trophies on a tear on that one. Snatching chains and throwing stiff arms. So personal foul, horse collar on the defense. So take a little gain and make it a whole lot.
Wow.
Personal foul, Markov.
Hey, I think now we're about even, as when we come down to the we talk about the stats at halftime with Kibbe. I mean, I think right now. I mean, the score even shows it.
In penalty yards, maybe not time of possession, but everything else is absolutely even.
Yeah, this is kind of like what we've seen with Baltimore, where they didn't have the ball long, but like the Panthers, they're only hanging on the ball and just being consistent, and that's what we like to see.
Elder lined up behind Davidson, and Elder's going to get his first handoff as he breaks forward for a 9-yard gain. Likely going to be placed at the 30-yard line, so go ahead and make it an 8-yard gain.
Yep. We'll take that. And again, this is about, the line firing out, taking whoever they need to take, a hat on hat. You're not guessing who you're going to get, or you're just going after whoever's in the way, and that's what you'd like about zone blocking. And you know why? I got to do zone blocking when I was a lineman, way back when, and so it's a lot of fun.
3 receiver look for Davidson. Free play again as they got the nose guard jumping, taking a shot to the end zone. It's overthrown. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a first down either way.
You'd like to see a back shoulder throw on that one. I mean, I just say we can see it from here.
I think that it's what he was trying for, because he definitely threw it towards the touch line there. Right. Just a little overthrown.
If he gets it behind him, and, because already the defender's already, they're going to try to throw it deep, and he's trying to get, himself in a position, between him and the end zone and the receiver. And so now we saw him, if you throw it on that backside a little more, which, like you said, it was more on a rope. It didn't have a lot of air under it. He threw it more like a line drive. And Austin Davidson's also a baseball player, so that's it's like, I can see him making more of those kind of throws. But
so his is more put it on a line instead of loft it in there.
Exactly. But we have seen him like make connections with Jenner, and we see it with Evan Rodriguez and
Galini last game. And so we've seen it. He can do it. He's got the touch when he can. And it's Trotty again with another stiff arm, and he's brought down as a stiff arm not enough. Great open field tackle. I believe that was number 8, Dylan Carr, who brought him down. I like what I see here, because I mean, even though he didn't get a lot of yardage, we didn't get that far behind the chains. It's still positive yards. But, man, I love the toughness and grittiness. Don't you? Absolutely.
What you're seeing from Trotty tonight?
It is.
And that offensive line. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I know how running backs work, and they can't work and they can't run without that offensive line. There's no doubt in my mind. Yeah. Me and Joel Frederick, I don't know if you've had the pleasure of meeting him yet, but we had talked about in one of the games when he was doing the commentating with me, and he's talking about us, linemen, being able to, really help out the backs if we just work together, and that's what you're seeing with the linemen tonight. Absolutely, and there goes Trotty again up the middle as he scampers forward for about a 4-yard pickup. They're going to give him 3 on the play, so it's going to be about 3rd and 5. But like you said, I mean, rushing yards are not just a stat for the running back. It is a stat that the offensive line loves to hold, and that's why you'll see great teams who are at rushing teams, right? Like the Philadelphia Eagles last year. If you watched any interview that Saquon Barkley did,
He doesn't
Right.
take the credit. He gives the credit to the 5 guys in front of him.
Right. That's exactly right because Emmitt Smith giving it, Rolex watches to his
To his
offensive
whole
line.
lineman.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Troy Aikman's looking at him like, where's mine?
Yeah, right. He said, no, you make the big bucks for it.
Davidson with pressure, and he's able to make the catch. It's only going to be good for a 2-yard pickup, so it's going to be 4th and 3. I don't think you punt it here.
Yeah, you're right. And that's his favorite receiver. The leading receiver of the Panthers is Galani.
So just a little bit of a bailout there. It's officially 4th and 4.
Yeah, I mean, you're already inside the 20. You're not getting, it's not going to be much different than, a punt or anything else. So you're okay. I'm okay with this.
And you've already converted on this exact same scenario in the first quarter on the opening drive. 4th and 4, and you know who did it was number 5 right there. It is Davidson who got it. It's this time rolling around on the reverse, nowhere to go. He's brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and that is another turnover on down.
Yeah, you're hearing the crowd getting loud because we're on the Wimberley side on the broadcast, so that's why you hear such a crowd noise on it. But that was just a good play by staying at home for Wimberley.
Not a fan of the play call, a trickery on 4th and 4.
Yeah, you kind of know it's coming.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean, you don't necessarily know that's coming.
But you expect it. Put it that way.
And I'd like to see what they did last time. Send the receivers out deep. Make your quarterback make a decision. Do I throw it or do I have the space to run it?
Right.
Instead, you're running a lot of blocking that's happening right there at the line of scrimmage and then pitching it backwards 3 yards after the defense has had a chance to kind of see what's going on there. So crucial turnover there as we get towards late in this second quarter. And this time handing it off and breaking up the middle. It's a 9-yard pickup. They're going to give him 10 for Wesley Millam.
Yeah, now Wesley Millam, when I saw some of the films, I didn't see him run as much. I didn't get to see him, but man, he is a shifty little guy coming out of the backfield, being a great receiver as well. He is very shifty and quick, good feet.
And I believe he's the leading rusher for this Texans side so far in this opening half. 4:05 as the clock continues to tick, and this time it's Millam again who makes a couple players miss and is finally brought down by a duo of tacklers, and it is a good thing that they were there because he had a lot of green grass in front of him if they don't come up with that tackle.
And that was an example of a little jump cut, right there. I mean, just slowing down enough, making that jump cut and making one man miss and getting another 3 or 4 yards on that play. And the Panthers have to keep their head up here. I mean, I'm watching them. They're already getting their head down a little too low to where they're not seeing exactly where he's going. You got to keep your head up when you're making those tackles and break down well. And I'm sure they've been working on that.
So it is a third straight carry for Millam, and he is dragging defenders forward as he picks up another 5 yards and a first down.
Yeah, and Galani plays both sides of the ball. I heard his name. That's why I'm saying something. And I was like, Galani is a force on the defensive side of the ball, too. And he's made, I've even heard other teams talking about how they have the game plan around him, knowing they have to know where he's at and know how to block him on almost every play. And so if they know that they don't, he will make a big play.
So quickly on first down, it's Madden Wharton this time as he goes forward. The pile trying to push him even forward. Wharton's not even touching the ground. He was lifted about 4 feet in the air there, just at the mercy of the pile. It's only a 3-yard pickup. It's going to be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, well, big Wimbo week here. And for it, even Coach Hill mentioned the fact that, these little, he said little kids, but the third graders or so, he was at the elementary seeing his children, and one of them comes up and says, "Hey, happy Wimbo week."
Happy Wimbo week. That's right.
It's a big week. So, and I think it really meant like, good luck, coach.
Right.
Go beat Wimbo.
And Wimberley taking their sweet time here as we're now under 2 minutes left in the half. It's going to be Jackson Parker rolling out, and he has his receiver at the 40-yard line. And, is that going to be a late hit? No flag there.
No flag.
But it is a pitch and catch of around 16, 17 yards out of bounds to stop the clock as well.
Yeah, let's see if we got that on replay. And before they get the next play off, here's a replay of that. And wanted to see good fake, up the middle as well. If you watch this, you watch the fake there.
And he's just wide open in the flats. Right at the 40-yard line. No linebacker tracked with him.
All right.
And it's going to be a timeout on the field by the Texans. So I'm sorry, that's actually it.
It's the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, it's 2-minute timeout. I apologize about that.
Yeah, I don't think they call it 2-minute warning. They just call it 2-minute timeout in college and high school now,
I don't like that. It's a 2-minute warning.
Yeah.
This broadcast, it's the 2-minute warning.
Whatever you say, Almighty Adam, So I'll take that. So, all right.
Well, keys to the game. The Texans wanted a fast start, and boy, did they get it on that opening drive. But they didn't say anything about the next few drives after that, as they've gone punt, punt, punt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm thinking this has been, this is what we've, the Panthers have been involved with several defensive battles, like with Lavernia last week, and Lavernia, a perennial powerhouse in 4A Division I, and and then you see that LBJ and Wimberley went down on the wire. I think Wimberley lost that in overtime on a missed 2-point conversion because you have to go for 2 after such. But they had both these two teams can really put their defenses in a position, or put their offense in a position because of their defense, is what I meant to say. Goodness gracious, get that out, man.
Shaking the rust off.
Yeah, that's right.
So the longest 2-minute warning. And now we can go ahead and get play back restarted. It's a 3-receiver look, I'm sorry. Play action, rolling out to the right-hand flat. It makes a player miss, makes a second player miss, and still on his feet is nearly released the football, but great shiftiness and handling by the Texans there. It was number 11, Micah Espinoza, making another play today. Didn't get out of bounds, though. Didn't get a first down. Clock will continue to run as now we're under 90 seconds for the half. 1:25 remaining. Play action again. Jackson Parker has his receiver, and it's brought down in the open field. So, again, didn't get out of bounds. And I think a defender slipped there as it gave way for Bennett German.
Yeah, here's the replay, too. And looking at, when you have a play like this, out routes are just, if you hit them just right, they're almost, they're hard to stop on any out routes if you play them right. And plus, the defender gave a little cushion because he's thinking he's going to go up the seam and then cuts it to the outside.
Now, first and goal. I'm sorry. Yes, first and goal. He's going to get brought down after about a 3-yard pickup. We're going to have a timeout by the Texans as we now have 52 seconds left in the first half. So with that timeout, we're going to take a quick break with them. You're watching high school football on the Navarro Panther Network. Come back. As we come back from this timeout, 52 seconds. It is second and goal from the 6-yard line. And it's been 2 big plays in the middle of the field on those out routes that has led this Wimberley offense down inside the 10. Wharton lined up behind Parker. Hands this one off, and Madden Wharton bounces out to the left, and a huge tackle there. And what a celebration by number 26 of the defense, Julius DeLeon.
Yeah, brought the storm with him right there. That's I was like, I like to play that a little bit because we see a timeout that was called too. I didn't.
Chargers.
Well, it's 3rd and goal. They don't want to waste too much clock here. I think you should have let it run just a little bit more, 42 seconds.
Yeah, anything could happen, right? So here we are with another timeout taken by the Texans. So, man, okay. So we saw it last week, and I hate to harp on that, but can we see that again, Adam? I mean, seeing a defense that tightens up inside the red zone, that's always encouraging for any team. If you can do that and frustrate the other team, man, I tell you what, you can hang your hat on that because then you're able to now take away something that they feel very confident in, and they lose confidence, and you go from there and hopefully get the momentum.
And you got to think Wimberley's got a decent field goal kicker. They're probably going to want to come away with points, maybe not force it if you can get a stop here on 3rd down. But it's a 4-receiver look for Jackson Parker. He's looking towards the right. He's going to let it fly, and he drops it. Had an easy 6 points, but couldn't come down with it as Colton Wright, once again, couldn't connect with his quarterback, and boy, he's kicking himself because that was an easy touchdown.
Yeah, we saw that last week as well, and other weeks, where teams will have somebody open and a drop, but that's just football. Everybody drops the ball. I don't care who you are. We've seen that in college. We've seen that at the pros. Look at CeeDee Lamb there in that one game. Goodness gracious.
Which game are you talking about? Because I've seen him do it a couple times.
Yeah, that was in the Eagles, I think, too. Your favorite team.
Yeah, the kick is up, and that one, no question, it is good. So not quite the end of the half just yet. Still 33 seconds as the Texans left with 3 points on that drive to take a 3-point lead, 10-7. We'll be right back after this short message. So coming back after the field goal, it's a 10-point lead for the home side. Wimberley Texans, 33 seconds left for the Navarro Panthers to try and do something before the end of the half. They have been very...
I was like, wow, there it was on, I believe, on replay there.
A 22-yard return.
Yeah.
By Evan Rodriguez. Still 27 seconds left, and you got 2 timeouts if you're Navarro. So I'd love to see something go over the air, but you got to think the Texans defense are probably preparing for that.
Yeah, I think, from what I've seen with Coach Hill in these situations, it's the ball. You don't want to give anything away. So nothing big. You gotta be careful and make sure your quarterback understands.
Only a 3-man blitz with a QB spy going deep and couldn't come away with the catch. Nearly had it.
A lot of hand fighting there between the two, but still a good defensive play, and just, you almost see it to where both of them end up, having a chance for the ball. And so I just think it was a good defensive play, but
it kind of tipped their head of the way that Texans are going to play this defense. Again, they only had a 3-man blitz, but number 80, that linebacker, is going to play a QB spy on Austin Davidson. So if he tries to roll out of that pocket, he's going to be met by that young man. Handing this one off to Trotty, cutting out to the left-hand side, makes the player miss, and is finally brought down. It's a nice pickup of about 7 yards.
Yeah, the Panthers look like are they going to be content with that?
I think so. No timeout called.
They're going to just let it run out, and that's going to be our half here in just a moment. So.
And that'll do it. Your score after 2 quarters of play, it's the Wimberley Texans 10, the Navarro Panthers 7. There's going to be a lot of conversation happening in the halftime locker room, and we'll be back. When we come back, we'll have the halftime show. Scott Kibbe will be joining us with his stats, give him some time to trek on over from the visiting sideline.
He's got to come all the way over, so we'll give him some time, and we'll go through, and we'll let the plays run of the replays that our replay operator Christopher has been doing, one of our students here at Navarro. So make sure to donate as well. So we're going to let those run, and we're going to take a quick break. You're watching Navarro Panther football on the Navarro Panther Network.
kind attention. Panther fans, on your feet for the Navarro High School fight song.
Sure. All right. All right, Adam, you're going to join in, and then we get Scott. You got good. All right, Scott, go ahead and talk.
Okay, testing, coming.
All right, all right, all right. You hit the. I'm going to turn down the crowd mic because I can hear it well, but it's not coming on there. Hey,
Right.
all right, we're live, and here we are. And Scott, now you got some stats for us, and we kind of want to think it's pretty close to even, but let's hear what you
That's
got.
pretty close to even, yeah. Start with Navarro, 9 first downs, 27 rushes for 96 yards, 15 passing yards on 3 out of 8 attempts, 2 punts, 38 yards, average, no fumbles, 1 penalty for 15 yards. Leading for the rusher for the Panthers is Dylan Trotty. He's already carried the ball 22 times tonight.
Wow.
73 yards and a touchdown. Austin Davidson 2 for 13. Emerson Elder 3 for 10. Elder has 2 catches for 13 yards. Kalini 1 for 2. For Wimberley, 8 first downs, 8 rushes for 38 yards, 92 passing yards on 8 out of 12 attempts, no interceptions, 2 punts, an average of 30 yards. No fumbles, 3 penalties for 25 yards. Milam is their leading rusher, 4 carries, 30 yards. Espinoza, their leading receiver, at also 4 for 30.
I'm sitting here going, wow.
The only difference is that the number of rush attempts.
Yeah. Just the passing game kind of been typical of these games. I guess the passing game for Wimberley working better Navarro's and Navarro's running game dominating for them. You just look at this and think, gosh, if Navarro could get some passing going.
Oh yeah,
if they could get Kalini, if they could just start connecting on those plays, this team could be really good.
Well, what they need to do is, because everything is, and I said this earlier on the broadcast, everything is set up through the run. Every passing attempt is through play action. Get a couple where it's just a quick snap, 3-step drop, and let's throw a quick pass, because otherwise the defense knows, hey, we're either going to be stopping this run or we're waiting for the play action, normally going to be a boot play, right? Keep them a little bit honest. Give you 3 passing plays that isn't set up off of the play action in that opening drive, and then start doing your regular game. Give it back to Dylan Trotty. Start running those play actions, but don't forget about a straight 3-step drop.
Yeah, we haven't seen tonight the play they've been using, the little short pass forward. I think that would help. I think that might open things up a little bit. But just to have the threat downfield, that's what the Panthers really need right now. Not connecting. Other teams have made that work on Wimberley. It's possible, but timing being off, that long pass early that should have connected on a couple passes they should have connected on, just not there. Just so close.
And on the flip side, I think that last drive, although it only ended up in 3 points for Wimberley, gave them a game plan for what's going to happen in this second half. Now, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but they were beating our linebackers pretty bad on those out routes. 3 of those plays were about 15 yards plus, all in that same scenario, going up from slot receiver, running an out route against the linebacker and gaining 15 yards on it. I think if they do that several times over, if the Panthers can't work that out defensively, it's going to be a long second half.
It's what Wimberley likes to do to you, and you got to get the first guy's got to get them. That's happened a couple of times in this half. You got one guy out there who can't make the play, so he gets a few extra yards. I will say this Wimberley team is very different because they're not in their rhythm yet either. You can see that tonight. They've missed more passes than we've seen them miss in a long time, dropping passes. You know they're going to get that worked out.
That big drop there in the end zone.
That big drop in the end zone, and it was a big thing to hold up to 3 in that situation, and keeping it within 1 score. But there's only a matter of time with Wimberley before they kind of get this figured out and start to move. And that's why you really wish the Panthers would take advantage of those opportunities they get. It's feeling again like they're just letting them go by as they did against Canyon Lake and against Lavernia, and that can cost you.
It does feel very much like a repeat of last week, the Lavernia game going into halftime, 7-13. A similar vibe, although it was the Texans who dropped a touchdown rest before halftime. It was Navarro who did it last week. And again, you're moving the ball enough. Dylan Trotty is doing such a fantastic job on the ground, but you got to have something else in your offense outside of just your running back.
They do. I mean, and it's a lot of carries. I mean, the 22, how many plays they've run, I guess that's 35 plays. So you're talking about almost 2/3 of the plays going to him. You know, they used to, remember they asked the famous quote by John McKay. They asked him when he had O.J. Simpson if he's worried about getting too many carries.
Right.
John McKay said, "Why the ball isn't heavy." So, I don't know if it wears Trotty out. He seems to be up to it so far, but you've got to get some. You know, you've got to get some other guys going. I mean,
surprising that we haven't seen more touches for Caden Chambers as well. He had been a reliable backup, and not to say that he isn't, right? He's still very much a reliable backup, but I guess that just goes to show you that Trotty isn't tired yet.
Yeah, it's it'd be good. It'd be good to see a little bit because it seems like they're still lacking that that power back. We're in the stands over there. We know Cohen Blunt is there tonight because West is off today, and we're thinking, hey, can we sneak him into a uniform, get him down there, and it's tough yards, but because we don't have that power back right now, and it'd be a good thing to try to develop something like that. But I will say this offensive line from Barrow has looked very good tonight, and that's very promising.
Absolutely, and even the backup in there, I believe it was Lane Black, doing a fantastic job out there, holding his own when he's asked to step up. And that's what you want, right? Every coach preaches it. Doesn't matter what level of the game you're at, but next man up mentality. When your number is called, all you're asked to do right, you make a play like that at work, and it goes down as a Philly special.
Yeah, brilliant. But they obviously had it sent out. They're just, as we talked with Coach Hill Wednesday, they're so well disciplined. Wimberley, you're just not going to trick them very much.
Well, and going to discipline as well. 1 penalty for 15 yards. You're doing everything right pre-snap.
Yeah,
I believe that was right? 1 penalty, and then Wimberley had 3 penalties for 25.
Navarro has 1 penalty for 15.
So 1 penalty for 15 yards, and it was that first drive, and that was it. So just early drive jitters. I want to say it was the second play of the game, or second defensive play of the game that led them to get quickly within the 30. But outside of that, I mean, playing disciplined football, you just need to come away with some points on an offensive drive, and you can do that. You're in beautiful position.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, inside the 20, not being able to score, got to fix that.
So we'll leave you with the sights and sounds of this Texans band as we wind down to the end of this halftime period. Scott Kibbe, thank you very much. Walk safely back to those visitor stands and make sure that you let everybody here on this Texan side know you're a Navarro Panther faithful there. But please enjoy the music here as we get ready for second half football coming up.
Your Texan band is under the direction of Adam Polinar, Corey Raceling, Amanda Daniels, and Zane Stevenson. The band would like to thank their WISD administrators, band parents, teachers, and all the sponsors, including platinum level sponsors, being paired with Justice Real Estate Team, Heidi Knott Photography, for all of their continued support throughout the season.
And we're back as we are seconds away from getting this second half underway here in Wimberley, Texas. Again, it's the Texans leading the Panthers by 3, 10-7. As we have been fixing our audio issues. If you thought it sounded quiet, it is anything but. This stadium is rocking.
Yeah, we are too, right? I'd like to think so. All right, so.
Headed out.
All right, so we are getting us nice and cozy up here. It's a beautiful night. Temperature-wise, it looking pretty good, you know.
Wish there was a little bit more wind, but I bet you they don't wish that out there on the football field. It is a still night in Wimberley, and the only place that's rocking is right here at Texan Stadium.
Yeah, here come the Panthers. They got to play defense first here, but hey, only trailing by 3 points. You got to be happy with that, right? And only allowing one touchdown by the Wimberley Texans.
And largely off of that penalty that gave them great field position. And like you said, Hank, it's really only been one drive that you gave up. Well, I guess 2 drives that you gave up. You played defense well throughout 2 whole quarters. Can you keep it up here and force a stop on this opening drive? You know the Texans want to start fast, and even though it's the third quarter, it is a new half. And let's see what this one has in store. Fielded at the 16, getting a few good blocks, but wrapped up and brought down before he can reach the 30. And that is a fantastic stop by the coverage team.
Yeah, I mean, Blevins right there, along with a host of Panthers. But, I mean, good lane coverage, you know, and so that's what we're looking for. You got to, stay in your lane. You've been told that your whole life, right?
Absolutely.
But in this case, it holds so true because you get out of your lane. I mean, that means a wide opening, you know, the seam opens on, especially on a kickoff return. There's a lot of area to cover.
So originally set up at the 29. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the 30. 3 receiver look for Jackson Parker. He's going to send his fullback in motion. Handing this one off. It's Madden Wharton, who broke the first tackler and wrapped up and brought down by the second. Good open field tackle from the Panthers. Holding them to just, I thought it was a 3-yard gain. It's officially going to be 4. So 2nd and 6 from the 34.
Tackle by Delaney and Colin Geipel. Pickup of 4 on the play, 2nd down, 6.
2nd down now. It is a 3 receiver look for the Texans. Again, utilizing that motion press defense from the Panthers, rolling out to the left-hand side, wrapped up and brought down behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to say he got back to the line of scrimmage for no gain. It's going to be 3rd and 6 now.
All right, well, let's see how the Panthers react to a 3rd and long situation. I mean, and you don't, I mean, when I mean react, it's like, how do you get the other members of your team all together? You know, how do you get them to play? How is that going to work out? And it looks like, you know, we'll find out, right?
I think you can do a 4-man blitz and allow your backers to play coverage D. It's a play action and rolled out, and this time it is in the dirt. And I think you're right, Hank. It may have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. I don't see a lot of celebrating going on.
Do we have that
down there.
slow down on replay on that last play? Let's see if we can take a closer look at that, Adam.
But you'll see a similar route that we had called out at halftime, that out route that they saw 3 times in that last drive. Either way, it was a...
Yeah, it's hard to tell there.
Intended pass that ended up incomplete. Brings up 4th down, so a 3 and out for the Texans offense, and the defense gets the stop that they were looking for to start this half. Only a minute and a half has gone by, and a high-flying punt fielded. No fair catch, and was there a fair catch? I think they're saying Dylan Trotty called fair catch, because, again, you don't have to be the person that catches it, but Trotty was waving his hand up. Now, I don't think he was doing it for a fair catch.
No, I think he was kind of shielding himself from the lights, and the ball is high enough. He didn't wave it. He just kept it straight up. I didn't see a wave, but, you know, yeah, I mean, when you have the return man,
and they're that close to each other, either one of them could have got it.
Yeah, I think the official's going to take that, you know, to say, no, we're going to say it's a fair catch.
Hats off to Evan Rodriguez, who was fearless enough to try and make the return happen, and he would have got some yards had they not blowed it dead. Instead, it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line, and you're getting the full music from the band down there.
Yeah, they're jamming down there at the drum line.
And it's Trotty moving to the beat.
Hey, we like that.
5-yard pickup.
Hey, after a big stop, I mean, come on now, we got to get fired up. And, yeah, so.
And now very late flag here, and it looks like this is going to go against the offense.
Yeah, now we might have a little bit of an end zone camera there. We got a little bit of that. Here's a replay.
And there you see Trotty. Again, just breaking through that line of scrimmage, looking at like that early first drive.
Good camera work, but we do have a flag out there.
Now, this is after the play. It is a dead ball flag. It is likely going to be 15 yards.
Yeah, but who? Do you know? Let's see if we get it on the white hat. I don't know if we have the there he is. Let's see if we get the call.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the offense.
Oh, man, that's a drive killer. I mean, you have to try to overcome it, but man, that could be a drive killer.
And you don't get a replay down because it happened after the play.
Right.
So it's still going to be 2nd down. And now it's 2nd and 20 instead of 2nd and 5.
Right.
I love the drum line, don't you?
That's you.
So here we go, coming out of the huddle. 12 seconds on the play clock, 2 receiver look. Coming out of the huddle. 12 seconds on the play clock, 2 receiver look. Out of the pistol. Davidson play action. Pressure coming. 3 men ready to blitz. Just has to let it go. Has it caught, and it's out of bounds. A 9-yard pitch and catch on second down to make it third and manageable.
Oh, yeah, I like that. Now, let's see. We can see that one again.
Heads up play here by Evan Rodriguez as you see the pressure coming from that Texans front 7.
Yeah, I mean, Davidson gets the ball, out just on a rope. Remember, we talked about his baseball skills, and
that's
that was
exactly what that was. The zip.
Yeah, just zip it.
So the defense forced a 3 and out. The offense hoping not to do the same, as that penalty has been crucial for the Texans D. Davidson rolling out under pressure, lets it fly, has a man, and it's caught it just shy of the 50-yard line as he crosses it, and it's brought down. A flag is thrown, likely going to be a late hit, maybe even a face mask.
Yeah, here it is. Let's take a look at that. And we're watching the white hat as well, the head official.
So it would have been just shy of a 20-yard gain here.
Yep.
And again, the Texans bringing heavy pressure.
Now we talked about him putting zip on the ball, but that was a nice touch pass. So wide open that you had to make sure, you put it in a place where he could easily catch it.
And that's the exact same route that was beating the Panthers. And it was a face mask.
Yeah, it was a face mask.
But that's the exact same route that was beating the Panthers on that last drive before halftime, that little out route. This time the Panthers use it to their advantage, and no team can seem to have an answer for it.
Right.
So it's a big play and then some. Tack on 15 yards for the face mask. Winds up being just about a 35-yard play when it's all said and done.
Yes, sir.
So 1st and 10, just outside of the 30 at the 32. Davidson essentially alone in the backfield, and he's going to keep it. He's got some blocking. Wrapped up and brought down, but not before picking up 3.
Positive yards, hey, we take it, Hey, I'll take 3 yards in a cloud of plastic pellets, but we're those rubber pellets, out there. And no, I mean, it's going positive. And you know what? It keeps your defense, guessing. What is he going to do? RPOs, that's the one thing about RPOs. Run pass option. That's why they call them RPOs. And those things really can, if you could run them right, they could really mess with the defense.
Absolutely. And this time it's Trotty going up the middle, and he's good for another 4-yard pickup, just shy of. So it was a 2-yard gain officially on the first down. It's going to make it about 3rd and 4 here after second down.
Yeah, and this is one of those situations where it's 4
down.
It's 4 down.
Absolutely.
You're gonna have 2 plays ready here. If you don't get the first down on this one, you already have another play. Coach Hill, I would bet, had it, but that's the way I think. Maybe he thinks, we're gonna get it.
2 tight ends set here. It's Trotty in the backfield. He's going to get his number called. Avoids the first tackler. Is he going to get enough for a first down? No, he's not.
Just short.
Able to pick up 3.
You got to love the grittiness, man, of Trotty. He's not a very tall individual out there. He's I would say, what is he, 5'9", or so? And maybe he's taller than that, but from up here, he looks short, but he doesn't run that way. He runs with a lot of strength and grittiness.
So it looks like it's about 4th and 2, if not a long one. The Panthers are going for it, or maybe they're just going to try and get him to jump. Now, the Texans have jumped a handful of times already. This time not going to. It's Trotty, and he's got – is he in the end zone?
Oh,
he
is.
Dylan Trotty, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and Navarro will take a 3-point lead.
Oh, my goodness. Just a hodgepodge of players here as we watch the replay. Oh, we just missed it, I think. We're getting it up there. But, just a nice, push. But we'll get the extra point here first.
So here we are. Davidson, the holder. And light work as he got all of that one. And it is good. It's now a 4-point lead as the visiting side, the Navarro Panthers, take their first lead. Oh, I should take that back. Their second lead over the Wimberley Texans. We'll be back after this break. You're watching Panther football on the Navarro Panther Network. So after the touchdown, it is a 4-point lead as the Panthers lead over the Texans, 14-10.
As we get a chance in some breaks, we're going to go over some of the senior bios.
As it's fielded at about the 8-yard line, going all the way across field before finally running north-south. Makes another player miss, and he's got some room. Out to the 30, the 40, along the sideline, high-stepping, and then a big hit.
Oh,
and that might be no flag there as...
Wow, right on it. Let's see if we can see that hit again. I don't know if we got that one.
That was Wesley Millam, who ran about 80 yards on that play for a 30-yard return.
Yeah, here's the replay. We got just a little bitty screen tonight. Oh.
And I'll tell you what, that was nearly a late hit on that Panthers side.
Yeah, I mean, he hit him right as he's going out of bounds. And I don't know if it was a coach or somebody else on the sideline kind of gave the Panther player a push. But right here
right
it
after
is.
the hurdle,
he's
out, boom.
He just stepped out, but the other foot was still in, so that's close. You're exactly right, Adam.
So in real time, hard to call. It's a 4-receiver look here for the Texans, handing this one off to Madden Wharton, and he's spinning and bumping around, and he'll pick up. I don't think he got to the 48-yard line, but they're going to give it to him at the 48, so it's a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, I don't see Milam. I was looking for him on the sideline here. I don't see him unless they got him back out there and he's playing.
And there you see Wharton just throwing his body around and getting brought down. Good job of staying on his feet. This time it's Parker rolling out to the right, lets it fly, and has his receiver. It's caught for about a 7-yard pickup.
Yeah, in that case, you know, somebody came in there and slammed it. The whistles hadn't blown. We could hear the whistles from up here. And if you're official, if forward progress is not, if, you know, somebody comes in and hits, it's not because the players, you know, they're always taught, play till the whistle. Well, that's the case where they should have blew the whistle a little bit earlier.
You've seen it a few times, the pile moving the play forward. So it's a good job on the officials to not let it die. But sometimes you got to call it when you know it's over. 1st and 10 from the 40. Parker looking towards his left, has a man in the flats, caught out past the 35 and is wrapped up and brought down at the 37. This time it was Micah Espinoza who has been making play after play. I believe that is his 3rd first down pickup of the game.
Well, real quick, Caden Chambers, number 4, a senior running back and safety. His favorite athlete is Johnny Manziel, and he loves his home-cooked meal is pasta. His favorite spirit animal is a lion. And I'll hit a few more points on him.
A low snap, able to hang on to it is Parker, who's just going to fling it downfield, and it is caught at the 3-yard line by number 3, Christian Sansaloni.
Well, Sansaloni is, we'll see on this replay, he just out fights for that ball in that particular situation. Good coverage by Julius DeLeon. It's just he reacted and was able to adjust to the ball a little bit better.
And
good throw, too.
Credit to Jackson Parker because that ball was snapped so low. The first 2 seconds of that play were just him trying to pick it up off the ground. And I don't know how he kept his eyes downfield.
Yeah,
but he did and put that one on a rope.
Yeah, I thought he was going to throw it underneath, and then he just, puts that arm back and just wails it down the field.
So Madden Wharton, and he rolls his way in. They're going to say no
short?
touchdown. He's short. And that is a rare time that the call is going to go field position-wise for the Panthers.
Well, Cade Chambers, we were talking about him. His spirit animal is a lion. His favorite fast food's Whataburger. He wants to work in aviation after high school or be a game warden. He's not really sure on that yet.
Yeah, You're going to be on the ground in the open fields, or I'm going to be up in the air.
Right. Hey, I like his favorite saying, the only way out is through.
That's right. And the defense trying to prevent them from going through, keeping them out of the end zone. Handing this one off to Wharton, and this time Madden Wharton is in.
Yeah, and they just muscle themselves. I talked about that line. Now, that is a big offensive line. Here's the replay. As you see, the offensive line, low man wins. And, it was more almost like in the middle, man, that's a scrum, and just, once you get everybody stood up like that, it's going to be who's the stronger, bigger guys. And I think that's how Wimberley was. Not to say we weren't trying.
So the fourth lead change in the game has the Texans up by 3. It's 17-14, just under 4 minutes left in this third quarter. We'll be back with more Panther football here on the Navarro Panther Network. So the lead for Navarro was short-lived as the Texans come right back down the field and put up 7 of their own to make it 17-14.
Yeah, real quick, I want to finish up on Caden Chambers. His favorite motivational quote: "Believe you can do, and you're almost there." You got to love that. Something unique about him, I like to do ranch work outside of football. And he has 2 siblings, and his whole family have all, I can't read that one, been number 4 in sports.
There you
go.
go.
His brother as well, we know. And I think you may have called the game with his brother.
Carrying the tradition. This time the play is made by number 34 out at the 26-yard line. So not a great return this time. It's probably the best coverage that this special teams unit of the Texans has had all day.
And you look, we'll put up the little QR code as well. You'll have to, we'll see if we can get the QR code down here. I don't know if it's available. Well, anyways, the QR code is down on the bottom right. You can always click on it, donate to the Navarro Broadcast Club, and you help feed these students that are right now out there doing the camera work and getting things together. And so really they're getting every week. I think the camera work is great.
Davidson on the keeper, rounds out to the left-hand side, nearly had some room to break. It is the hardest 1-yard run he's had of the season, but boy, that almost went for 65.
Yeah, that, if he gets that, and it looked like he was going to break that tackle, and he would have had another at least 20 yards, I think, after that. Yeah. But he was right there, as you see there on the replay. So
credit to the second effort of the defender for getting that shoelace tackle.
So now, what do you got? At least you got a positive yard out of it. Boy, it could have been so much more.
2nd and long. Davidson hands this one to Trotty, bouncing out to the left, cutting back in the middle, got to the 30, and that's about it.
Well, you know, Trotty shouldn't even made that yardage, but he was able to take his off arm, if you watch, and just kind of shuck the guy off and was able to break that first tackle and get the extra 2 to 3 yards. So you got to love that about him.
A 4-yard pickup there for Trotty. It's 5 in total in the first 2 plays. It's going to be 3rd and 5 from the 31. Touchdown on the opening drive of this half. Looking to avoid a 3-and-out on the second. Davidson. 3-step drop, looking towards his left, lets it fly, has a receiver, it's caught for a first down, and he's wrapped up and brought out of bounds. Good open field tackle again, Dylan Carr making the play.
Yeah, and I think that was Evan Rodriguez was the receiver on there, and he was able to come back to the ball, talked about coming back to the ball and everything. So just a great job by both the quarterback and the receiver, you know, showing that they're getting used to each other and they're able to play catch now together and read each other's minds, so to speak.
1st and 10 with a new set of downs. Hands this one to Trotty, and Trotty cutting to the left, wrapped up and brought down, and there's the entire city of Wimberley there to bring him down.
Yep, that's about right there. So
not before another 5-yard pickup for Dylan Trotty. Had 22 touches in the first half alone, and he is the engine that keeps on giving for this Panther front. 1:22 remaining in this 3rd quarter. 2nd and 5. A little bit of position swapping, as this time it is going to be handed off to Emerson Elder, and Elder all the way up to the 50 for a first down, and they thought there was a little bit of unnecessary roughness at the end by the defense. Not going to get the call. Still going to get the first down, though. 1st and 10 from the 50, as there is likely maybe 1 play left in this 3rd quarter, the way that the Panthers utilize the game clock. 47 seconds. 20 on the shot clock. On the play clock, there is about a 26-second difference between the two. Now 10 on the play clock. Davidson, play action, fakes the reverse, goes downfield. He's got a man, and it is dropped in and out of the hands of Riley Blevins out of frustration, smacking the ground, and he knows that should have been 1st and goal.
Oh, man.
And you can't blame the quarterback as he puts it right in the breadbasket.
Yeah, there it was. And good shot on the replay there. But, man.
It's the thing about putting it in the basket. You got to check for holes.
I love that, the old whisker basket. Check holes in the whisker basket.
2nd and 10. Trotty. Up the middle, and Dylan Trotty, untouched, goes through the A-gap and is in for 6. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the night, and Navarro will retake the lead late in this 3rd quarter.
Wow. Wow. Let's see that one again. Look at that. I mean, he just cuts through the hole, and, again, I got to give props to the offensive line. If that hole's not there, I don't know if we had the end zone. Oh, we hadn't had that camera plugged in yet on the replay. But, if you look at that seam, that's created. And Trotty, remember, is it?
He made it. Ooh.
Oh, man.
Hank, you saw my face. You saw my reaction.
I done forgot. I was still talking about the play, and I was like, I done forgot about the extra point. And I was like, Adam, you can cut me off at any time. I was like, hey, there's an extra point here. But I'm telling you, the acceleration. Remember, we were trying to show that at one replay earlier in the game. You see Trotty, you know, he gets around the corner and he's gauging everybody, reading his blocks, and then just bam, he's gone. And that was the situation. When he got the ball, he accelerated through that hole. He didn't just slow down and dance around. He accelerated through that hole.
And that is where game plan is executed at its finest. The play before was a fake up the middle off to a fake reverse.
Yeah.
To a deep shot downfield. So if you're the defense and you just got beat on a trick play downfield, what are you going to do the next play? You're going to cover and not necessarily fill those gaps. And Dylan Trotty made him play as he goes right through the tackles, which if you're a defensive coordinator, that's the last thing you want to see.
Right. I got you. Well, one of the things we wanted to talk about is Corbin Benish. Corbin Benish is he's a senior, and he wears number 10. He's a tailback linebacker, and we'll get to him in just a moment.
Deep kick fielded at the 7, and here come the Texans, making one player miss, making another miss. Is he bouncing out the right-hand side? It's Wesley Millam out to the 40, the 45, and he's finally brought down at the 48-yard line, and it's back-to-back big returns for Wesley Millam, who is filling in for Maverick Jacobs, and boy, is he doing a great job at it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I tell you what, he's able to read, again, we talk about it, but read blocks and to be able to cut back, and his shiftiness is what gets him, I think, the big yardage that he usually gets and puts him in great field position. And then back to Corbin Benish. Rory McIlroy is his favorite athlete. He loves spaghetti on his home-cooked meal. His spirit animal is a dog. Yeah, and then favorite fast food is In-N-Out Burger. And then he wants to go to the Fire Academy. And his favorite saying is, yo! And his motivational, though, is, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Or deepest, I'll have to get into that one. Man, it was like I'm trying to read it here in the dark. That we are powerful beyond our own, sometimes belief.
Limitations.
Yeah, that's right. So.
Well, after the big return, there was a foul.
Moves it down inside the 40.
I did not see where the foul was. I did not see who the foul was on. But it was a 15-yard penalty, which means it was a personal foul after the play. And after the big return, they're going to get even better field position for their first drive. First play of the drive is going to start inside the 40 of the Panthers on 1st and 10. That one is incomplete. Bennett German, the intended receiver.
Second down 10.
All right, a little bit more. I was trying to read that here in the dark, and it's like, it got a little bit small for me in that writing. But something, he likes to golf, Corbin, and he also likes to do Clash Royale, and he just loves food. Isn't that interesting?
So this should be the last play of the third quarter. 3-step drop from Jacob Parker, and it's nearly intercepted, broken up on a great defensive effort by Julius DeLeon. And that will do it for the third quarter as we enter the final 12 minutes of play. And if it's anything like the way this third quarter is, we are in for an exciting finish here at Texans Stadium. We'll be back after this break. You're watching Panther football on the Navarro Panther Network. Well, 3 touchdowns tonight for Dylan Trotty. It is 21-17. as the Texans looking to try and answer the output of that young man. It is 3rd and 10 after 2 incompletions. Parker has it tipped at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be a 3 and out, and that is the defensive stop that you needed after the big return and the penalty.
Oh, that is simply one of those plays that you see that you put the get your hands up. If you're not going to get to the quarterback, get your hands up, and we saw it happen right there. And the Panthers doing a great job on defense. But look at here.
They're going for it. There's no punting here in 4th down. They're going. Well, here's Parker backing up, and now it's going to be a QB punt. End over end, and it's going to roll out of bounds. And wow, what kind of black magic was that?
Yeah, it was like do Twilight Zone stuff right there.
I think there's metal in the ball, and somebody's got a giant magnet, Tom and Jerry style, on the sideline.
Yeah. Well, I've got some more senior bios here of the football team. It's Luke Vogel's one. He wears number 13. His nickname is LV. He plays linebacker and fullback. His favorite athlete is Kevin Durant. And then he likes ground beef and rice for his home-cooked meal. Mm-hmm. And then his spirit animal is a lion. And his favorite fast food is Chipotle. And then he wants to be a firefighter also. That's the second one in a row that wants to be a firefighter after high school.
Well, that firefighting house is just going to be a big lion's den, as it's Trotty who's going to get his first carry of this drive, backed up deep into their own territory. He ran for about 12 yards, but only picked up 2 as he was forced sideways. It looks like it's going to be about a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah.
Generous ball placement there.
Yeah, as you see there, good. We haven't had too many of those tonight, according to you, Adam.
I'm only reporting what I see, Hank. I am in no ways criticizing anybody.
I got you. I believe you.
Out of the pistol, it's Davidson. Delayed snap there and handed off, bounced it out to the outside and couldn't quite get the corner. And if he did, boy, that was another big play in waiting.
Yeah, or, we've got a better angle up here, right? And so, if you see him cut it up, take a jab step there off from the right and then cut it back to the left, I think he had a little bit of crease, but that's me from up here. There's no way to see it from down there. So you have we were talking about Luke Vogel, and we'll bring back some of his sayings as well, saying that's what's up.
So on 3rd down, rolling out to the right-hand side, it's Davidson and throwing it away in the end zone, and it's intercepted, and that is the last thing you wanted if you were a Panthers fan. He needed to get rid of it. He couldn't just throw it because it would have been intentional grounding if he was in the end zone. It would have been a safety. Had to find a receiver in play. Instead, found a defender.
Throw it over their heads as soon as you get over there. And there was the replay. And oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. So, well, we'll talk a little bit more about Luke Vogel. Well, we take a quick break here. He likes to say that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Hard work beats talent any day, when talent doesn't work hard. How about that? And then he used to be kind of chubby, and he's not that anymore at all, when you look at him. And I was trying to say something about football, and I can't read it even with the light on, but he loves to play basketball as well. So
1st and goal from the 10, and Wharton is brought down after only about a 2-yard pickup. Great defensive effort there from the Panthers.
Trotty running the ball on one side and making a nice tackle on the other side. You got to love that. That deserves a big. Or no, actually, there it is on replay.
Yippee-ki-yay, Cowboy.
Yeah, nice tackle there.
2nd and goal. Ball is placed at the 8-yard line, it looks like. 4-receiver look for Parker. Quick throw to the right-hand side. It's a goal line fade, and it's nabbed out of the air by Colt Wright, who has had a myriad of plays that ended just short because him and his quarterback couldn't connect. Put that in the past because they did it here to take the lead.
Give credit where credit is due. That ball was put on the money. It was on a dime there, and I mean,
Textbook
you
play.
can't throw it any better than that, and you can't go up and grab it any better than that.
By the time Jackson Parker had released it, they hadn't even broke free
Right.
from, the press and nearly blocked the extra point. But Colt Wright didn't have to do much but stick his arms out because that was put perfectly by Jackson Parker as the Texans regained the lead by 3. It is 24-21 as we take one more break. 9:48 remaining. And actually, instead of taking a break, let's go ahead and take it down to Hank for some more senior bios.
Well, I wanted to get one more senior bio in, and that's Braddock Galini. And he wears number 22, tight end, defensive end. His favorite athlete is Grunk. He loves home-cooked meal. His favorite home-cooked meal is fettuccine Alfredo.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
a lot of us love that. That's actually my youngest son's favorite. And then his spirit animal is wolf. His favorite fast food, if you're talking about just fast food in general, not necessarily a place, he loves fries.
And I'd love to have a conversation with him about which French fries he feels are the best.
Which
because,
one?
boy, I've got some thoughts.
There's a lot of debate out there about that. He wants to be a general contractor after school. He used to say, that you got to have, I believe it used to say heart. You got to have a heart. And then, though I walk through the shadow of death, I fear no evil, for they're out with me. Right. And we all know that saying. And he has 10 siblings. That's something unique about him.
Wow.
Yeah. So here we go with this play.
Big boot by the Texans, fielded at the 10, bouncing out to the left-hand side, and couldn't break free of the only defender there. A decent return from Evan Rodriguez as he brought it out to about the 27-yard line.
What a back-and-forth game this has been, man. Just a lot of fun. One other unique thing about him, he did swim for 3 years. That's Braddock Galini. Well, you see tall individuals do that a lot.
Well,
and
it's great off-season training, too. It works every muscle in your body without having to think about it.
And this is the one I think is really unique for him. Tall guy like him, and he's really good with yo-yos. Yeah, it's like you don't hear that every day, especially, in the younger generation. I thought yo-yos were, out of the window or just a saying, a phrase. So, yeah, wow.
There we go. 1st and 10. Davidson out of the pistol. Handing this one off, and Trotty breaks through the tackles, and he's wrapped up off the second effort and brought down at about the 45-yard line. It was number 17, Bennett German, who made the play on defense. And Trotty, after he broke that initial one, thought he had another touchdown.
Yeah, I thought he had more yardage than what he ended up with, or was going to get more yardage than he ended up. But again, testament to that O-line, even filling in. You have Lane Black filling in for Carlisle, and man, he's done a great job tonight altogether, as that offensive line has.
So it's a 16-yard pickup for Trotty, a 2-receiver look for Davidson on 1st down. Handing this one off again, Trotty, another 6-yard pickup, make it 7, and it's going to be 2nd and 3. Well, and you got to feel bad for the workload, but like they said, what was the saying at halftime? Why? The ball's not heavy.
Yeah, that's right. Does it have helium in it? I don't know. But anyways, the point here I was going to make is on that play, man, you could have drove a semi through that hole that was created, and Trotty, great vision to find it.
There we go, 2nd and short. Free play here. Davidson, seems like every time they jump, we've got a deep ball, and this one is a lot of fighting.
Oh.
There's absolutely no flag there, but there should be a flag. I don't see a flag near the line of scrimmage either.
Wow.
Davidson is arguing. There's 2 people that were offsides.
Oh, it was clearly, I don't know if we can see it right here on the replay and see if they were actually in the neutral zone. Oh,
yeah. You got 3 players in the neutral zone,
yeah.
And somehow it's still 3rd down.
See that.
Look, we're just reporting facts here.
Yeah, exactly.
Trotty says, you know what, I'm going to get the 1st down anyway.
There we go.
And it seems like every time he touches the ball, there's at least 6 yards in there. And how about that? Not only am I going to run you over, I'm going to pick you up by your shoulder pads until you get back out on defense. I'm going to do it again to you.
There you go. There you go.
So now, inside the 45, Ball at the 43-yard line. It's 1st and 10, and doing a great job of controlling the clock in this first quarter. And as I said that, we are going to have a stoppage of play. I'm not too sure what the referee is looking at.
Yeah, I don't know, but they should have been looking at the other play earlier. But I can't. Would have, could have, should have, right?
Hey, if anything, we just get to burn more clock. Well, maybe not, no, because it was an incompletion.
Yeah.
But now the clock will run. 19 on the play clock. 7:44 remaining in this ball game.
Yeah, in the ball game.
Feels like we got to the fourth quarter fast, even though there was a long third quarter. This second half is just flying by. 1st and 10. 2 receiver look. Davidson hands this one off. Trotty bouncing out to the right, wrapped up and brought down, and that is probably his shortest rush of the second half. This time only a pickup of 2, as we're going to have a quick substitution as Riley Blevins will hit the sideline and Deegan Bush stepping on to the field.
Yeah, and every time Trotty gets the ball now, it's a potential for a big play. We've seen that on 2 or 3 plays after that big touchdown run, or almost touchdown run, I should say. And then he ended up getting a touchdown later. But what big runs has he had? Oh, my goodness.
2nd and 8, tripped up in the backfield. Flag is thrown. He's still on his feet and still making defenders miss. Got back to the line of scrimmage for no gain, but I have a feeling this one is coming back.
I don't know if that's going to be a hold or what.
That flag came very quick.
Yeah, it did. Holding Panthers.
On the offense. So instead of 2nd and 8, moving back 10 yards, retry 2nd down. But this time it's 2nd and 18. I've always had an issue with holding being a 10-yard penalty.
Yeah.
It happens so often. I think it's such a drive killer as well. Make it a 5-yard penalty.
Right.
But also
like a false start, right?
Exactly.
But
if it's my team as well, no, back them up 10 yards.
If it's behind the line, it's based at the line of scrimmage. But if it's beyond that, you can have it as a spot foul too. So here we go.
A lot of shifting and I think we're going to need a timeout here. I don't think the Panthers.
We're down to 3 seconds.
They're going to snap it. Davidson rolling out. Pressure is coming and just chunks this one downfield as he needed to get rid of it, and that play was blown up.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Before that ball was snapped.
Here's the replay again, as we see. They couldn't get set early on, and then as we got set, it just didn't feel right to begin with. That play, as they go rolling out, Davidson rolls out, he knows he can't throw another interception there, and that's really the only difference in this game. The Panthers would possibly still be up right now, so we don't know that, but. And that's not the only play that's made that changes this entire complexion of the game.
3 receiver look, trips out right. Davidson 3-step drop. Steps up in the pocket, has a man, it's caught at the 35, and he's wrapped up and brought down at the 31. It was Aiden Patek who made the tackle, but how about Evan Rodriguez making the play? Wide open on the slant.
Wow, you hear the Panther fan nation over there. I mean, just praying on that one. We could hear him all the way on this other side.
That's a clear 50 yards, and that mic is picking them up like they're right next to it. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. Clock now a factor for the Texans defense. Is the 12th man for this Panthers offense as Dylan Trotty has room to run, and he puts on the Jets as he gets past the 1st down marker. And then some, a 19-yard pickup for Dylan Trotty, and boy.
We got whistles here. Don't know if it's, you hear the whistles blow, but I'm looking out there. I see no laundry on the field, so there's a conference going on. I'm looking on the sidelines, and I don't see anything.
There's no flag.
Yeah, but you hear the whistles, and usually, sideline warning against Wimberley Texans. It's just a warning now. The next time means that it's a person basically equivalent of a 15-yard penalty.
But that's big because you usually get those up for celebration on an offensive play, not necessarily defense. So let's say Texans give up a touchdown here and you start getting your fans wild up because you're making plays on offense. That could be detrimental as you've already gotten the warning.
Right, and talking about spotting the ball, they almost spotted it in the wrong yard line, and they got it all the way down to the 12-yard line. So that's what we want to see. And
now
Coach Lambert, I think,
injured player.
Oh no,
he's already on the sideline.
Is it a Texan?
It is a Texan that's on the sideline, and I think that's what why the warning happened is because they all gathered around him. But this looks something serious, so we're going to go ahead and take a break as they tend to the injured player down there. We'll be back as soon as we can. So after the stoppage of play, the injured player sitting on the bench.
Thank God.
Getting some air, getting some oxygen.
Yeah, that's better than alternative.
No medical cart needed to come out. Instead, it's Trotty who comes out and puts the Jets on, reaching for the end zone, and he is.
Yes!
Dylan Trotty, his 4th touchdown of the night. And he is single-handedly the biggest headache that the Texans have had all year. 28 points.
Yeah, look at this run as he stretches the ball out. Good job on the camera as they zoom in as he's stretching out. So awesome job.
$27, looking to make it 28.
Nice high kick.
And they do, and that one would have been good from 35, 40 yards.
Yeah.
It's a 4-point lead with 5:21 left in this ball game. And boy, I wonder who our player of the game is going to be. I think this is going to be a tough one.
Oh man, and the one I'm thinking about has already been a player of the game. But yeah, this is fun. Now it may be who ends up with the ball last, right?
The way this second half has gone, they are answering blow for blow. This is a heavy belt boxing match that we are seeing, and both fighters are in the middle of the ring. Neither want to go down or back out into their corner.
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, let's see if the Panthers play defense, and if they play defense as they did at some points, it's hit and miss, it seemed like tonight.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason that the Texans scored that last touchdown is because we threw an interception inside the red zone. The defense has been on point.
You give it to them at the, what was it, at the 6 or such? So wow, this is what football is all about. You play those tough non-district games, and the Panthers come in here ready to play their best, and they're doing it tonight.
And a booming kick fielded at the 10. And here comes the coverage team, and can they make a stop? They've got him pinned back at the 23, wrapped up and brought down, and this time he's not going anywhere.
That's the way to start it off. The storm hit there. Oh.
And then hats off to Riley Blevin for the sportsmanship, helping him up.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, you knock him down, you help him up after the play, but make sure it's after the whistle.
Right. And make sure you let him know, hey, I'm only helping you up so I can knock you down again.
Yeah, there you go.
Be prepared.
All right, well, and this has been one of those, this has been a good rivalry game, back and forth, and we're seeing what we like to see in, in football and high school football. This is what it's all about. I know B-Dubs and the Braffles, there's 2 helmets up there clashing, and both of those helmets are from each of these schools.
And here on the jet sweep, looking to make something happen, and it's a good 7-8. Is he still moving? No, finally brought down at the 30-yard line. An 8-yard pickup for number 17, Bennett German, who has made plays both offensively and defensively, and this time.
Yeah, and watching the tendency right now would be of Wimberley is trying to run you, and then pop you with a couple of big play actions or something like that. And so be ready for a play action or RPO.
Well, the pass hasn't really been there for Wimberley in this second half, and this time they're going to hand it off. And how about Madden Wharton making Madden highlights?
Yeah, you talk about, Milo made shifty, but Wharton out there making Panther defenders miss, and he's been really shifty and following his blocks well there.
Absolutely. That was 2 beautiful jump cuts followed by a half hurdle there at the end. And boy, that was something special. Wasn't a lot of yardage, but there's a lot to talk about, and more importantly, as a first down for the Texans. It's a 4-receiver look as they run the jet sweep again, and a big block blown up, but couldn't make the tackle. And now this time brought down Dylan Trotty, the man there, but it was Micah Espinoza. We keep hearing his name on offense.
Yeah, and right now the Panthers defense is, I think they're playing a little bit back, a little too far, in which they're letting the linemen get to them instead of attacking them too much, and I think that if we go after him here, if we can shut him down at the line, we'll be good.
Low snap handled by Jackson Parker, and he lets this one fly into double coverage, and it is incomplete. And who else but Dylan Trotty to make the play? He was looking for Colt Wright, who already has a touchdown, but couldn't quite get there.
Yeah, we'll see if we got that one. And that was a nice coverage right here at the end. Watch it right there. Just beautiful.
That's a well-thrown ball.
Yeah, a good break on the ball by Trotty. You talk about coming over from that safety position. If he doesn't time that right, that's a touchdown. So, and that's what I was saying. The Panthers are playing back because they were looking for that big pass.
So they've got the free safety pinching over to the right, but he knew it was going to be a run play, trying to step in to break it up. There was one-on-one coverage on that left-hand side that I was afraid of.
Yeah, and I know what you mean, but I think, Wimberley was going to make sure to get that first down first before they tried anything else, because you don't want to get stuck at a 4th and 1 on an incomplete pass and not sure if you can make that. So you'd like to have at least 2 tries as opposed to 1 to get that first down.
Well, here's where it gets tricky, Hank. We're about the 3-minute mark.
Yeah.
Now, Navarro has some timeouts, but when do you use them, right? Because the Texans have to score. The ball's on the ground. Oh, and who got it?
Let's see.
The Panthers had an opportunity to get it,
but
the first person
I
missed
think it had
and
it.
I think the Texans ended up getting it back.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be, oh, man. I don't know if we saw that ball come out right there on that replay, but, yeah, there it was. It came out, and look, right there you can see the Texan that covered it. Didn't get the number, but I saw it was a Texan that recovered.
So it ends up being a 3-yard pickup. But again, the clock is going to continue to run. They need a touchdown, but you don't want them to eat the full 3 minutes if they do get that touchdown.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not running.
It should be running, and now they're going to start it because they had it reset.
Yep.
So 34 seconds on the play clock. It's a 4-receiver look for Jackson Parker. Looking towards his right, and it's a screenplay set up. And couldn't bring him down, but an extra hard hit there at the end. And who was it at that last?
That was Julius DeLeon,
DeLeon, there you go. He is making plays all over defense, and it was number 26, Julius DeLeon.
Yeah, and then Luke Vogel in over there. That was a well-read screen by the Panthers, because watching some of the other film on Wimberley ran that screen to make big yardage, and Panthers, studied their film.
Once again, the clock is stopped. at 2:40.
I don't know. Did he get out of bounds?
I don't think he did.
I didn't
thought he
either.
got
I thought
hit.
his forward progress was stopped.
So
if anything.
3rd and short, rolling out to the right is Parker. And it's incomplete.
Oh, wow.
Nearly had an opportunity for the interception, but brings up 4th down.
Oh,
and here we go.
Here we
This
go.
second half has been back and forth, back
man.
and forth. It could come down to this play right here. Boy, you'd love a stop if you're a Panther fan.
Oh, man. Oh, I'm actually getting very nervous here. I mean, my hands are shaky and everything else. So, here we go. Here we go. Let's get our defense going on this one. You know, even though that's normally on the charge, our defense needs to stand ground right here.
4th and 4 from the 41. Biggest play of the night. Jackson Parker sends his tight end in motion. Quick throw to the right, and it is incomplete. And there's a flag on the play.
Uh-oh. What kind of
They're
flag?
going to get him for pass
Are
interference
they?
because he jumped just a second early, threw a shoulder trying to make the play.
Let's see that one again. Oh, they're showing it right now. It's slowing it down. Oh, I don't know.
Can we get a second look at that?
Yeah, let's take a second look. We'd like to take a second look. Here it comes again, and it will slow once he gets it back up there.
Unbelievable. They make the stop they needed.
Let's see if we can get.
And I think
You
it's
go ahead,
Julius
Adam. We're
DeLeon.
squeezing it over here.
So you're going to look at the bottom of the screen. Julius DeLeon reads it well and tries to make the play, but just goes through the receiver to do it. Oh, that is such a ticky-tack call.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Wait.
They're not set up. The chain
Yeah, I
gang
was
isn't
gonna
set up.
say,
It's
why?
a first down.
Yeah, it's 1st and
10.
10 here with the man. The Panthers had it right there. It was close. I'm not going to say that he did go through the receiver, though.
So handing this one off and wrapping up Millam in the backfield. No, he's still moving forward. And wow, Wesley Millam refuses to go down.
Oh, man, the time situation. Remember, we talked about who ends up with the ball last, but when I say last, it means you got to have enough time to do something with it.
Right, you want at least 90 seconds.
Yeah, you want a minute and a half to a minute 45, and if you can get it at that time. But now we get a 2-minute automatic timeout here, and that's what's going to happen. It's a 2-minute. Well, you call it 2-minute warning. The officials call it 2-minute timeout.
We're going to take a break.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
take a break at the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, even though we're muted, we're still here. Don't worry.
My bad. I'm sorry. Two minutes remaining. 120 seconds left in this ball game. And last week, the Texans lost off of a heartbreaking 1 point. They are looking for redemption here. Navarro doing everything they can to keep them out of the end zone. Need to defend these 30 yards. 28 specifically. It is 2nd and short. And it's going right up the middle. Brought down in the backfield. It's a loss of 1, maybe 2.
And that number, you lose me because I'm looking at it trying to figure out if it was 24, 54, or 64 for the Panthers. And wow.
It was Millam who was on the run, and that was probably his first negative run of the day, and it couldn't have come at a bigger time. Clock continuing to run, 15 seconds on the play clock, now under 1:30 in the game. Man in motion, play action, Jackson has it complete, and then did he hang on to it?
Yeah, I guess
yes, he did, and what a big catch by Colt Wright. Did not get out of bounds, but they're going to stop the clock momentarily because of the first down.
That's right, and once they get it spotted, then they'll get the clocks rolling already, so the Panthers are not quite set.
Quick snap, handing this one off to Millam, and wrapped up and brought down after only a 2-yard pickup. I imagine a timeout is coming here.
Yeah, field goal doesn't do you any good.
You need to get in the end zone. Now, here's the thing. It's not first and goal yet. It's not second and goal yet.
Right.
They could still get a first down if they get to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, they have to get it, just inside the 4, the way they have it. And we'll see what happens here. But, the Panthers looked a little distressed because they weren't set, and it ended up being a better situation for them because they were able to move some players at the last second to get in position. And I don't know who the outside line, I believe that was Luke Voldo, that was on the outside, did not let running back Milam to get to the outside, so he has to cut it back in, and he slowed him down where you had the pursuit from even behind come in and took his legs out and got him down to the ground with very little, yardage. And that's what you want to see by your defense, is playing smart too. Use your teammates. Use the outside. Use the sideline as your, the extra defender. Do all those things. Play smart. And let your, bring that pursuit from the inside back out. That's what you're looking for in your defensive plays right here. No big plays, no explosive plays. If they have to grind it out and, then so be it, right? But don't let them have the easy play.
So 2nd and 8. 1:02 remaining in this ball game. As it's a drop back for a pass, and he's brought down. Still trying to stay on his feet. His lineman doing everything he can, but it is a loss of 3. And I believe, first sack of the game for this Panther defense.
And Wimberley calls the timeout here.
And this is great news because Navarro still has 3 timeouts.
Right. And Wimberley would be down to 1, I believe. Or was this their first?
No, this is their second timeout. They used one on this last play. It's 3rd and long here. Now, again, they can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
Right.
But 1 timeout left.
Oh, yeah. And,
I don't think at this point Navarro's using any timeouts unless they get that first down.
Yeah, maybe. But for you to get the ball back, the question becomes at that point, if they get the first down, do you let them score? Because you're not going to possibly get the ball back. But they have to score a touchdown.
Right.
So
you don't just give it to them.
Yeah. Right. So, but all those things go through your head, right?
As a coaching standpoint, do you do this to let him put as a competitor? Absolutely not.
No,
You're not getting in my end zone.
No, and if you have to go through a goal line set, make them use every timeout that they have to use. I'm talking about Wimberley. Let them stay on the ground. So
here we go.
Here we go.
3rd down. Now, it's going to be 4-down territory no matter what. But it is 3rd and long. About 14 to go. Rolling out to the right is Parker. And it's dropped. He had his tight end and couldn't hold on to it. And it was Colt Wright who has had such a hot and cold day. But this play, Colt Wright was wrong.
Well, you hear Panther Nation over there. My goodness, did you hear the roar as he saw the ball hit the ground? Wow. There it was on that replay.
So this game comes down to this play.
That's right.
4th and 13.
4th and 13. And you win the game, barring any penalties, stop them here. You take an A, you go home. You win you win this first district opener in Wimberley. Now, who would have thunk it, right?
And a timeout being called.
Wimberley used their last one?
Let's see. Let's see. He hasn't pointed in a direction yet.
I think we might have missed it. So.
No, he never pointed in a direction.
Okay. I was over here behind the wall.
Says it's the Wimberley timeout.
Yeah, it is a Wimberley timeout according to the scoreboard. So, Adam, Wimberley runs that. I think they may look to a screen here because they got a long ways to go. And either you use it as a screen, but they've used that fade pattern so well in other games, not just this game. We saw it once make a good connection. So if you had to make predictions, what kind of play do you think you'll see here with Wimberley?
I think you're going to see an out route, probably going to be starting from the middle, probably on this right-hand side because Jackson Parker loves to roll out to his right. So he's going to be looking to throw the ball right at about the 5-yard line. If I'm the defense, I'm running a 5 defensive back set, a nickel look, and I'm not letting anybody –
I'm essentially standing right
at the 7-yard line.
Yeah, at either the 5 or 6, right in that area.
Maybe one safety to cover the deep ball, but everything else is in front of you. You keep them in front of you. Here's we go.
Here we go.
4th and 13, a 4-receiver look out of the shotgun. Parker rolling out towards his right. Lets it fly, and it's caught at the 4-yard line and knocked out of bounds. But they're saying...
Wait,
did he hold on to it? Yes, he did. It is a catch at the 2-yard line. And what did I tell you, Hank? Out route to the 5.
Yeah, you called it. And so out routes, but I talked about it earlier, out routes are very difficult to cover, but they're not in the end zone yet. And so if the Panthers catch them in a
and they don't have
sack,
timeouts.
and they don't have timeouts, they catch them in a sack, Wimberley's going to have to hurry up.
And now the Panthers are going to use a timeout, their first timeout of the half.
And that's not a bad timeout. Just as you said, if they make a first down there, then the Panthers get, they have to look at taking a timeout to regroup and also be prepared to see what they can do. Now, you don't let them walk in here. You don't give it to them. You fight them all the way right here. But what I'm thinking right now is I'm thinking about Wimberley has been in every game. It's been a touchdown or within a touchdown every single game.
Less.
Yep, 7 points or less.
Their last 2 losses was a 7-point loss and a 1-point loss.
Yep, and their wins have been only by 1 point or 7.
That's right.
So when you look at it, Wimberley's been in these kind of close games. The Panthers have not. But, it's been something else.
That is exactly right. A 7-point win and a 1-point win, a 7-point loss and a 1-point loss.
There it is. And so we looked up the schedule again, and that's what it shows. And we were talking about Wimberley has been in these close games, but they've been in on both sides of the ball. So, or both sides of the win and the loss, I should say.
Well, 1st and goal.
Here we go.
What do the Panthers defense have left in the tank?
Oh, what do we got? Okay, we're not set on this. Okay. Coach, you had to, okay, one of the coaches had to get back. What was it?
There we go, out of the pistol, a handoff. It is Millam, and he's wrapped up and brought down for no gain. Clock is ticking.
Yeah, and Panthers have to be ready, too.
Under 30 seconds
So they lose his yards on that play.
There's a stoppage, a timeout called by the Panthers.
Oh, whoa, man. Ooh, that's a tough one. That reminds me of a situation back with a field goal that was made by Fredericksburg back in 2012. And you had a situation where they were hurrying to the field to kick the field goal, and the coach calls a timeout for the Panthers, and we're like, oh, no. They probably got it off, but they were rushed. And so
they didn't have another play ready to go. They were going to run another run play.
Right.
That's what was going to happen.
Yeah. And, but that loss may change things now. Now, with the loss of I think it was a loss of a yard on it.
And if not 1, it was 2.
2, yeah.
But I think they've got it set up at the 3-yard line. So loss of 1.
So
I don't know how I feel about that timeout being called. I love that you're giving your defense a chance to breathe and you're not letting them get caught out, but you had them on the ropes, on their heels with the clock ticking, forcing them to make a rash decision.
Right, and that's why I go back to that one point in time, and you don't know, but you learn from those and you move on. But hey, who knows? It may look like a genius. It's like making that 4th and short call in a certain situation where you're thinking, man, you don't ever do a 4th and 1 at your own 40, but, hey, if it works, you look like a genius if you go on to score.
4-receiver look, man in motion. Rolling out to the right again is Parker, lets it fly, and it is caught for a touchdown.
Oh, that out route had just killed the Panthers. I mean, and going to that out. Now, with that being said, though, you come out here and do you go after this? Do you go after this field goal? Because even if they don't, you still get a chance to tie the game with a field goal. And we saw our kicker get 31. So is that the right score?
I don't think it
No,
is.
it should be.
Well,
It
no,
is. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Panthers have a chance to at least get the ball at field goal range and to tie it up. But I was thinking the other way.
Yeah,
I was
right.
thinking the
I
other
did
way.
the same
Yeah.
thing. I thought it was already a 3-point game. But is it blocked? No, it is not.
Oh, man.
Well, hindsight's 20/20, Hank, but how are you feeling about that timeout call now?
Yeah, I don't know. We would have been, but okay, if they would have scored on that, let's say Wimberley would have scored.
On the next play, it probably would have been 5 seconds left.
You're right, exactly. And so Panthers wouldn't have had any opportunity. So at least they have an opportunity. Get it in field goal range. You got one timeout remaining, if I'm not mistaken. We took those two, so we have one timeout remaining. With that one timeout, do you try to get yourself in position to kick that field goal to tie it? If you can win it, get a touchdown, great. But, yeah.
But here's the thing is, do you know that the Texans are going to play deep? Run it?
Right. Yeah, but you're going to have to –
you get one shot. You get one shot to decide.
If you run it more than 20 yards, you're going to probably take up 8 seconds of time, right?
Right.
So, you figure it that way, but you got to get out of bounds if you do it. So there is enough time to get in, at least 3 run plays if you can get them for 20 yards or more. But
I'll do you one better. How about a kickoff return right here, right now?
I love the way you think.
Right now
Let's
in
go.
Texas Stadium with 20 seconds left.
Here we go.
The cowbells are a rocket. It is a long kick, fielded at the 10, and 90 yards to go. You got about 15.
Yeah, you got a long ways to go. I think what we saw, we're going to have to get it to about the 25, in between the 20 and 25, in order to have a chance to kick a field goal to tie the game, or having at least an attempt to tie it. So here we go. This is what it's all about, though. I told you, this is a fun game, and until just a while ago. But anyways.
Well, here we go. 1st and 10 from the 25, 17 seconds left. A straight shotgun formation, 4-receiver look for Austin Davidson. Rolling out towards his right, gets a big block. Lets it fly, and it's incomplete.
Oh.
Took off about 7 seconds there, now you're at 10.
Yep. I don't know what to think, Adam.
I think you got to do a short play to get yourself to at least the 50, call a quick timeout, and do a Hail Mary. I don't think the home run ball is here on this play.
Yeah, buddy. Here
you
we
have
go.
one timeout, but you have to make this play count for at least 15 yards.
Yeah, either way, the Panthers come in here strong and had a strong showing, have a chance right now. Let's see if they can finish it. So 2nd and 10. And man, I don't know I'm trying to see what.
Well, the ball's not set down yet.
Yeah, and it was an incomplete pass, so the ball doesn't get advanced. Or, we're trying to figure out what the conference is about. They're showing 10 seconds on the
game clock.
So.
Well, the play clock is at 0.
Right, and so they hadn't reset that. Obviously, it's so. We've got a lot of discussion between the officials, the coaches. We've got one going on one side, one talking on the other, and here we go.
Are they moving? Is there a foul on the defense somewhere?
I wonder if
they moved him up 5 yards.
Yeah, unless there's some type of delay game.
Right.
That's the only thing I could see.
And let's see if they put any time back on the clock. They do. They put 7 seconds on.
Yeah, total is 17.
So free play. We got 5 free yards and a re-chance at this play.
Wow. Interesting as the replays play in the background.
So it's going to be 1st and 5.
Here we go.
From the 30. So erase what you just saw, put all the time back on. And here we go. 1st and 5 from the 30, 17 seconds, 1 timeout, and you need 3 points to tie. Davidson lets it fly. And it is nearly intercepted as it takes about 6 seconds away.
This is the one we were talking about. Back shoulder throw would be nice here. That one-on-one, just already know he's going to throw it behind you. And, you know, the defender automatically, hey, don't let him behind you. Don't let him behind you. But if the offensive receiver stays back, I mean, he's wide open. And there's no doubt. There's nobody else on that's even covering that area. They were just letting him go one-on-one. I don't know how that happened, but.
Out of this game taken by the Panthers.
Unbelievable. Well, we're not going to take a timeout. We're going to stay right here. This has been what a wild and fun game this has been. Just now, let's see how this ends. That's going to be the intriguing part. How about that?
And it's going to be how far can your quarterback throw? That was a 31-yard pitch and catch. Now, keep in mind, he threw that ball on the run.
Right.
So if you get a chance to have both your feet underneath you, you could more than likely get it in the end zone. But again, you're hoping for a catch or pass interference.
Right. Right. You're exactly right. Whoa, man. I'm just, I got to catch my breath, Adam. This has been one of those games. Hey, see what you bring back? You know, you bring back the excitement, the big rivalry. You're back here. You know, again, we also want to always say thanks to Lance Blackburn as well. And God bless you, Lance.
3 seconds left. 1st and 10 from the 40. Davidson lets it fly to the end zone. Has a man. And it's incomplete as it bobbled around, and the Texans hang on to win it.
Hey, that was a beautifully thrown ball to give you guys an opportunity, but just bounced around there because we did not know how it was going to end. And the ball hits the ground, and the Panthers end up losing that one. But I think they come out of this game still with the fact that they've made a statement tonight that, you know, a team like Wimberley has went up against Lamb Passes, went up against LBJ, some really perennial powerhouses, and that Wimberley has gone, and the Panthers showing that they're no slouch either, and they're right there with you. I mean, we play this game again. We don't know. You take that one interception
away, that's the game changer
over.
right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we are, hey, I remember years ago, and you were there. You made the call. We were at the Alamo Dome in the regular season back in 2019. The Panthers win the district championship, and then met Wimberley again because they beat Wimberley in district.
Here in this stadium, I believe.
And then they go and they play in the Alamo Dome, and you called that game with us, and they ended up losing it in that regional finals. And so it goes to show you now, I think this may be flipped, and we'll see this team again. And hopefully it'll be in the regional finals. So
yes.
All right.
Well, that'll do it for the final in this one. It is 31-28. The Panthers lose a heartbreaker in the final seconds of this game. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more.
I still think we're going to talk a little bit about our player of the game, no matter what. I still think that we're gonna talk about this. So we'll be back after these. As you see in the background, all these replays are going on. So you're watching Panther football on the Navarro Panther Network.
So welcome back to the booth now from Texans Stadium here in Wimberley, Texas, as we just saw a exciting ending to this game. And the second half was just incredible. Did not quite finish the way that the Panthers were looking for, but boy, Hank, what a game to remember.
Yeah, we see some of the students with us, but what a game to remember, right? And we have, this team has made huge steps from week 1 to now, week 5. I think this has been a dramatically improved, team. And I know Joel Frederick had done a game with me, and he talked about trust the transition process. And I think he's absolutely right when he says that, because we're seeing the Panthers, really buy into that. We're watching it buy into that, and we're seeing it grow. And, seeing it from a slot T, but they're still a run offense.
Absolutely.
They still pound it. I mean, that's what we're seeing here, and I think we're seeing this blossom and this grow. So we may not have Scott Kibbe. If he walks through the door in 5 seconds, it would.
It's a long trek, though.
Yeah, right. And so, you see Jordan there, and we have Crouch, right, back over here. Cohen Crouch, right? Let's see if he's back there. There he is. All right. And then we got Chris back there. I don't know if Chris is one of our students. He ran replay tonight. He did a very good job.
Fantastic
back to replay
job.
right there. And Richard over here, Chris over here, Jordan there, and Mr. Crouch over there, Cohen Crouch. And then some guy named Clay Scarborough is back there in the background. Really helped out with the broadcast club. Sorry we had to make this transition. We couldn't use a trailer tonight, so some things are, glitchy when you do that, so apologize for that. But other than that, I think it ended up, other than the football game. I was like, I wanted to see us win, But, hey, that's the way it goes. That's football, and you learn from it. I don't care if we're 1-4. I think we played a heck of a game tonight, and, give credit where credit is due, So when the Panthers play defense, but their offense running the ball, and you get 4 touchdowns, who do you think our player of the game will be?
Well, if you had to ask me, win or lose, it's going to be Dylan Trotty. Like you said, 4 touchdowns on the ground, over, I would say, 150 yards of total offense just from Dylan Trotty himself.
Right.
He had 22 carries in the first half alone. He kept that engine going even stronger in the second half. He was running so much better in that second half. Nearly had 3 plays or more of 30 yards if it wasn't for those last defenders making great tackles. So Dylan Trotty, our hats off to you, our player of the game. And I know he's probably not going to be happy with not coming away from a win, but at least this is a credit to the effort that you gave down there on field, because without Dylan Trotty, this might be a very different game.
Yeah, and so I'm going to say that next week we're going to look towards Salado, and we're playing them at home. We get to get back to where we have our hopefully we'll have the trailer there and everything, and we'll be ready to rock and roll for the broadcast. But I think more important, the Panthers will be ready out on the field. And don't forget about our other sports and other things that are going on too. We got volleyball going on there in district play, and they're doing well. I think they're 2-0. Let me ask Mr. Scott. They're 2-0 in right now in volleyball. So in their district, I'm sorry. So We'll get you out of here. We're going to go ahead and cut it short tonight. We won't get with Scott Kibbe, like I said, unless he walks through the door in the next minute. But we're going to go ahead and get out of here. Adam, you can go ahead and take us home.
Absolutely. So your final once again from Wimberley, Texas, the Texans 31, the Panthers 28. We will be back next week at home in Geronimo, Texas. But for now, from Wimberley, thank you very much for listening to our broadcast. For Hank Dietert and myself, Adam Carino, and the rest of the production crew, thank you and good night.